your time, GNCC Racing Nation. Are you ready to go GNCC Racing?
I lost my cloud.
Seconds, and row number 1, the XC1 Pro will be off and rolling at the Parts Unlimited Mason-Dixon GNCC. Around that first turn and our whole shot award, the money's up for grabs. It's going to be Hunter Hart, the number 7 from Ithaca, New York, on the Hunter Hart Racing Back Machine. The fight is on, and it's going to be the 714, Ronnie Rush from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Getting reports that Walker has moved around Hunter Hart into that number 1 position, and those two guys are trying to put a gap between them and the rest of the pack.
Walker Fowler, Walker Fowler back out front of this one as we pick the action and back up at the 7-mile marker. Hunter Hart enjoying a 30-second lead for a little while, but that bridge got gapped, and now we are waiting to see how far back that 3rd and 4th place battle is.
Ahead of him, he checks and sees the checker flag, and win number 65 for Walker Fowler here at the Mason-Dixon GNCC.
I think you got some left in the tank. I think you had one more lap in you, man.
Oh, definitely, but dang it, man. Those kids, it's like a skier behind a boat. I throw about 40 foot of line out, and he just holds on for dear life. So, man, hats off to him. That was fun. He got sick on the starting line. It kind of freaked everybody out, and we kind of ruled him out right as they're about to say 10 seconds, and maybe he was just nervous, or I don't know, ate some bad fish, something. But I was impressed. That's the best ride he's put in, in his career, and that's not taking anything away from his win. That's just, like I said, he rode really good today. And
Thanks, Rodney. Down here with Hunter Hart, he was saying, Mikey, did you see me throw up before the start? It worked out well. I think I might have to do that before the start of every race.
Oh yeah, that was a solid day. That was everything you could ask for out of a day at a race. I set my goal basically to stay with Walker all day. We were fortunate enough, to come out with hang out with him and Mark this week. We definitely made some solid improvements, and I kind of felt just like when I was at his house, except for instead of him letting me lead one, him lead. This time he just led, and it was good. He was able to pull me along, and he actually tagged a vine, and I led probably 4 or 5 miles of it. And I didn't really like it. It was a harder to lead than I really cared for. And then I was happy when he caught me. I was like, "Take me home, buddy." And he pulled me probably 95% of the day. And then the last 5 miles, I was on my own, and it was a little bit of a struggle. Jared caught me in the end, and we were just able to keep a cool, level head through those field sections and bring her home to the second.
There you go, guys. Hunter Hart finishing in the number 2 spot here today at the Mason-Dixon GNCC.
One of these days it's going to work. We got to go on. Yes! Yes, we did it!
Hit bottles on the GNCC podium. Get you some!
2. Check 1, 2.
Just when you thought we'd never be back, we're here, back on the mountain for the 14th running of the Yamaha Snowshoe GNCC. A beautiful summer day is on hand to welcome a record crowd here to the mountains of West Virginia. It's fabled in lore among the GNCC racing nation and a bucket list for those bold enough to tackle it. Speaking of legends, Howard's Hole is free, and we're about to witness the fastest ATV riders on the planet tackle the gnarliest terrain on the GNCC circuit. Professor Fowler has been here all week at GNCCU. Can he leverage his extra seat time to yet another victory? Or will it be another hungry XC1 pilot to take the checkers as king of the mountain? Find out next, live on Racer TV.
Are you ready to go GNCC Racing?
Hello and welcome to America's premier off-road racing championship. It is the 2021 GNCC Series presented by Specialized at AMA National Championship. And we welcome you to Snowshoe, West Virginia for the Snowshoe GNCC. I'm Rodney Tomlin along with Mikey Waynes. And Mikey, it is round number 9, the race just before the summer break. And so much has happened up to this point, and all of a sudden the brakes are going to be on after this weekend of racing. But I'll tell you, what is great, this is the pinnacle, I think, of the racing this season, because it's been leading up to this. America's toughest GNCC is about to take place. A little bit different flavor than what we've seen in years past with this side of the mountain, that side of the mountain. It's all one big loop now, but that doesn't change the challenges that lie ahead here this weekend.
That's right. This is definitely one of those races that if you are a racer or just a spectator yourself, you circle this one, and whether you're watching it at home or you're here in person, this is one you don't want to miss. It is just so iconic. Howard's Hole this afternoon. It's going to be a party.
No doubt. And, you know, amazingly, the mountain sold out. I think every room was sold out. I think every chateau around the mountain was rented out. Every camping spot nearly has been. I would almost have to say, I haven't done the numbers. I don't know the numbers, but this could be a record turnout for Snowshoe GNCC. And it is welcome to be changed to be back here, because last year we didn't have this great opportunity. And now with the current temperature of things have allowed us to do this. And I tell you, it's a little bit different in the nighttime, but it's still a great time. But the good thing about it is we still hold true to the flavor of what GNCC is about, and of course what this race is about, as we pay homage, I guess you could say, to the Blackwater 100, the race that began it all. That's why we started on the street here at Snowshoe GNCC. But I'll tell you, Mikey, we'll talk a lot more about this race as this day progresses. The one thing that is interesting to a lot of folks is what gets us to this point in the championship season. And when we're talking ATV racing, this has been a rather exciting season from a spectator standpoint. It has been a rather stressful season from a racer standpoint, especially if you're Walker Fowler. You've had your ups, you've had your downs. The amazing thing is he has been amazingly consistent, as he always has been, and that's the one thing that has kept him out front in the points lead all season long. And another thing that has helped out, his biggest nemesis on the racetrack, the number 2 of Bryson Neal, is out of this one. But stepping up in his shoes is now the young Hunter Hart, as we kind of anticipated from the early part of the season he was going to be a force to factor in, and Walker Fowler thought that same thing as they get off out front together in this one. A little skirmish back there in that third turn between a few riders, but last race, this is pretty much what we saw through a good portion of the race. Walker Fowler, Hunter Hart running 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's been incredible to watch, and you got to think when we spoke with Hunter Hart about it, he was pretty humble about Bryson Neal out racing. He said, we want him out there. All of us pro guys, we want Bryson Neal out there, but the reality is he's hurt. He's watching from the recliner at home, and it opens up the window of opportunity and a confidence booster, in my opinion, for a guy like Hunter Hart. He's got to think in his head, I'm that number 2 guy right now. I got to go out there, back it up, and prove it. And you can see that shot right there. It was a rough round number 8.
It was, and even some of the old school guys like McClure we saw there, and of course he's always a threat and consistent competitor for the podium, and even wins there. Chris Borch been throwing his hat in the ring. You saw that bumper. It was mangled. You see the intensity level that these riders are racing at right now, and it brings nothing but great races and great finishes. And at one point you thought maybe Hunter Hart might be able to pull this one out, but whenever the checkers finally flew on this one, it was the number 1 of Walker Fowler sealing the deal on another win. But here's something exciting about that. Walker Fowler is only 2 wins away from breaking or tying the record of Bill Balance, who currently sits in second place as far as the number of wins in this ATV racing championship.
That's exactly it, Rodney. And as we get to Snowshoe, it's the last race before summer break. Maybe you're doing how you expected you would do for yourself this season. Maybe you're not. This is that opportunity to, hey, I'm going to carry a little momentum as we head into the offseason. It's hard. It's impossible to come to Snowshoe Mountain and not talk about Adam McGill. We just saw a shot of him there. It's his time. He's got to get his butt on the podium today.
It's time to shine for the 521. There's no doubt about it. But you've got all the players that are trying to make their name in the game as well. And with this being the race before the break, you know, it's that one where you try to put the explanation point on it. And you want to give these guys something to think about over the course of the next couple of months. But overall results from the Mason-Dixon GNCC. McClure got 3rd. That battle we saw coming into the finish line was Adam McGill and Jared McClure. And we've seen that battle more than one time this season for that final podium position. So it's going to be exciting to see what happens here in West Virginia. And the one thing we got to point out is Adam McGill always seems to find extra legs, extra speed, extra whatever it takes to win in West Virginia. We've seen it last year at Beckley. We see it here on Snowshoe Mountain, as he has claimed this is McGill's mountain on more than one occasion.
That's right.
Will he be able to stake that claim after this week in the racing?
We'll have to wait and see. There have been some chatter, some friendly chatter between him and Walker Fowler. It's been fun to watch those guys on social media, and you know it's going to be a good one. And the XC2, Rodney, how many times have we said this season, this class is deeper than what the points say? Brandon Owens taking a win just a round ago. Right now sits 3rd in points. Ronnie Rush still in the driver's seat, but Ben Kavaleski, man, he's still knocking on the door.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at those point standings, you know, right now it looks like Ronnie and Rush and Ben are probably the 2 guys that are going to be narrowing it down for the championship. But again, we still have 4 races to go. Brandon Owens getting on that roll, and if he can get the momentum rolling this race and then keep it rolling after the break in those final 4 rounds, we could see things maybe tighten up and turn around a little bit. So that's going to be interesting. But the guy to beat so far and what it looks like is going to be Ronnie Rush. And if he remains consistent, he's going to stay the one to beat as far as this XC2 championship is concerned.
Certainly seems to be in control. Well, we've talked about what to expect from the riders. What can we expect from this Snowshoe track? Little different this year. We'll take it down to Jared Bolton with the Yamaha track description.
Well, thanks, guys. You know, it's been said already.
Archer sitting in the number 3 spot. She needs to keep winning if she wants this championship. Taylor Jones in the number 4 position and Corey Steed 50 seconds back. But right now, the story is those top 4 riders. Who's going to take it? And here they come. Becca Sheets for the win! Are you kidding me? That has been the wildest race we've had all season. But when it was all said and done, the checkers comes out, and when it counts, it was the number 1 Yamaha of Becca Sheets taking the win.
I promise. Cheers. There you go. Chilled, but well, I don't know about chilled. All right, Rachel Archer, get you geared up. Get your hardware up. Got the medal, got the plaque. Do it for the gram. Snapchat.
On the GNCC. Road number 1, the XC1 Pro EMTB GNCC riders here at the Parts Unlimited Mason-Dixon GNCC. Yeah.
I didn't really like it. It was a harder to lead than I really cared for. And then I was happy when he caught me. I was like, "Take me home, buddy." And he pulled me probably 95% of the day. And then the last 5 miles, I was on my own, and it was a little bit of a struggle. You know, Jared caught me in the end, and we were just able to keep a cool, level head through those field sections and bring her home to second.
There you go, guys. Hunter Hart finishing in the number 2 spot here today at the Mason-Dixon GNCC.
One of these days it's going to work. We got to go on. Yes! Yes, we did it!
Bottles on the GNCC podium. Get you some!
2. Check 1, 2.
Just when you thought we'd never be back, we're here, back on the mountain for the 14th running of the Yamaha Snowshoe GNCC. A beautiful summer day is on hand to welcome a record crowd here to the mountains of West Virginia. It's fabled and lore among the GNCC racing nation and a bucket list for those bold enough to tackle it. Speaking of legends, Howard's Hole is free, and we're about to witness the fastest ATV riders on the planet tackle the gnarliest terrain on the GNCC circuit. Professor Fowler has been here all week at GNCCU. Can he leverage his extra seat time to yet another victory? Or will it be another hungry XC1 pilot to take the checkers as king of the mountain? Find out next, live on Racer TV.
Are you ready to go GNCC Racing?
Hello and welcome to America's premier off-road racing championship. It is the 2021 GNCC Series presented by Specialized at AMA National Championship. And we welcome you to Snowshoe, West Virginia for the Snowshoe GNCC. I'm Rodney Tomlin along with Mikey Waynes. And Mikey, it is round number 9, the race just before the summer break. And so much has happened up to this point, and all of a sudden the brakes are going to be on after this weekend of racing. But I'll tell you, what is great, this is the pinnacle, I think, of the racing this season because it's been leading up to this. America's toughest GNCC is about to take place. A little bit different flavor than what we've seen in years past with this side of the mountain, that side of the mountain. It's all one big loop now, but that doesn't change the challenges that lie ahead here this weekend.
That's right. This is definitely one of those races that if you are a racer or just a spectator yourself, you circle this one, and whether you're watching it at home or you're here in person, this is one you don't want to miss. It is just so iconic. Howard's Hole this afternoon. It's going to be a party.
No doubt. And, you know, amazingly, the mountain sold out. I think every room was sold out. I think every chateau around the mountain was rented out. Every camping spot nearly has been. I would almost have to say, I haven't done the numbers. I don't know the numbers, but this could be a record turnout for Snowshoe GNCC. And it is welcome to be changed to be back here because last year we didn't have this great opportunity. And now with the current temperature of things have allowed us to do this. And I tell you, it's a little bit different in the nighttime, but it's still a great time. But the good thing about it is we still hold true to the flavor of what GNCC is about, and of course what this race is about as we pay homage, I guess you could say, to the Blackwater 100, the race that began it all. That's why we started on the street here at Snowshoe GNCC. But I'll tell you, Mikey, we'll talk a lot more about this race as this day progresses. The one thing that is interesting to a lot of folks is what gets us to this point in the championship season. And when we're talking ATV racing, this has been a rather exciting season from a spectator standpoint. It's been a rather stressful season from a racer standpoint, especially if you're Walker Fowler. You've had your ups, you've had your downs. The amazing thing is he has been amazingly consistent as he always has been, and that's the one thing that has kept him out front in the points lead all season long. And another thing that has helped out, his biggest nemesis on the racetrack, the number 2 of Bryson Neal, is out of this one. But stepping up in his shoes is now the young Hunter Hart, as we kind of anticipated from the early part of the season he was going to be a force to factor in, and Walker Fowler thought that same thing as they get off out front together in this one. A little skirmish back there in that third turn between a few riders, but last race, this is pretty much what we saw through a good portion of the race. Walker Fowler, Hunter Hart running 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's been incredible to watch, and you got to think when we spoke with Hunter Hart about it, he was pretty humble about Bryson Neal out racing. He said, we want him out there. All of us pro guys, we want Bryson Neal out there, but the reality is he's hurt. He's watching from the recliner at home, and it opens up the window of opportunity and a confidence booster, in my opinion, for a guy like Hunter Hart. He's got to think in his head, I'm that number 2 guy right now. I got to go out there, back it up, and prove it. And you can see that shot right there. It was a rough round number 8.
It was, and even some of the old school guys like McClure we saw there, and of course he's always a threat and consistent competitor for the podium, and even wins there. Chris Borch been throwing his hat in the ring. You saw that bumper. It was mangled. You see the intensity level that these riders are racing at right now, and it brings nothing but great races and great finishes. And at one point you thought maybe Hunter Hart might be able to pull this one out, but whenever the checkers finally flew on this one, it was the number 1 of Walker Fowler sealing the deal on another win. But here's something exciting about that. Walker Fowler is only 2 wins away from breaking or tying the record of Bill Balance, who currently sits in second place as far as the number of wins in this ATV Racing Championship.
That's exactly it, Rodney. And as we get to Snowshoe, it's the last race before summer break. Maybe you're doing how you expected you would do for yourself this season. Maybe you're not. This is that opportunity to, hey, I'm going to carry a little momentum as we head into the offseason. It's hard. It's impossible to come to Snowshoe Mountain and not talk about Adam McGill. We just saw a shot of him there. It's his time. He's got to get his butt on the podium today.
It's time to shine for the 521. There's no doubt about it. But you've got all the players that are trying to make their name in the game as well. And with this being the race before the break, you know, it's that one where you try to put the explanation point on it. And you want to give these guys something to think about over the course of the next couple of months. But overall results from the Mason-Dixon GNCC. McClure got 3rd. That battle we saw coming into the finish line was Adam McGill and Jared McClure. And we've seen that battle more than one time this season for that final podium position. So it's going to be exciting to see what happens here in West Virginia. And the one thing we got to point out is Adam McGill always seems to find extra legs, extra speed, extra whatever it takes to win in West Virginia. We've seen it last year at Beckley. We see it here on Snowshoe Mountain, as he has claimed this is McGill's mountain on more than one occasion.
That's right.
Will he be able to stake that claim after this weekend of racing?
We'll have to wait and see. There's been some chatter, some friendly chatter between him and Walker Fowler. It's been fun to watch those guys on social media, and you know it's going to be a good one. And the XC2, Rodney, how many times have we said this season, this class is deeper than what the points say? Brandon Owens taking a win just a round ago. Right now sits 3rd in points. Ronnie Rush still in the driver's seat, but Ben Kavaleski, man, he's still knocking on the door.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at those point standings, you know, right now it looks like Ronnie and Rush and Ben are probably the 2 guys that are going to be narrowing it down for the championship. But again, we still have 4 races to go. Brandon Owens getting on that roll, and if he can get the momentum rolling this race and then keep it rolling after the break in those final 4 rounds, we could see things maybe tighten up and turn around a little bit. So that's going to be interesting. But the guy to beat so far, and what it looks like, is going to be Ronnie Rush. And if he remains consistent, he's going to stay the one to beat as far as this XC2 championship is concerned.
Certainly seems to be in control. Well, we've talked about what to expect from the riders. What can we expect from this Snowshoe track? Little different this year. We'll take it down to Jared Bolton with the Yamaha track description.
Well, thanks, guys. You know, it's been said already that the NFL has the Super Bowl, NASCAR has Daytona. Well, GNCC, we've got Snowshoe. This is the roughest, toughest, most unique race on the tour. Now, some of these guys may say, hey, you know, it's really not that hard. And not necessarily. It's no hard enduro. It's nothing like that. But this course beats you to death. And what does that is the rocks. Once you get off the side of this mountain, you come across a couple of rocks going down the mountain. When you get down on this plateau out here, guess what's out there? Even more rocks. And you work your way around those rocks, and guess what you come to? Even more rocks. And when you think you got a little bit of a break, you work your way back up the mountain through the rocks once again. So what I'm saying is, Snowshoe is rocky, and that's what makes it tough. The rocks range from just little ones like that to great big ones the size of our quads. You never know what you're going to find out there at Snowshoe. And then, of course, there's Howard's Hole. It's the most famous, arguably the most famous obstacle in all of GNCC racing. The only thing that would come close would be Ironman Hill that we come to later in the year. But hey, when we're here at Snowshoe, it's all about Howard's Hole. That's what everybody talks about. It's either the most feared or most loved obstacle, no matter what, out here on the course. That's this weekend's track description. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Jared. And, of course, with that, it's everything that we expect it to be, a Snowshoe GNCC. It's going to be rough. Maybe not the roughest race you'll ever watch on TV, but these boys right here are going to believe it's the roughest race they ever rode. Stick around. We got more GNCC Live right after this.
Rocky Mountain ATV MC, retailer, distributor, manufacturer, product developer, parts tester. This is what we do, but who we are is something much simpler. We're riders, like you. 100% employee owned and operated, a company built by riders, entirely for riders. Rocky Mountain ATV MC, get ready.
The directive: advance human performance beyond biological limitation.
This Racer TV broadcast is brought to you by Specialized. Specialized Turbo e-bikes. It's you, only faster. And by Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Get ready.
Personally, I'm a fan of the mud, so if you guys aren't huge fans of the mud, well, I don't want to disappoint you. There's still mud out there, but it's not like it's been those past few years we've been here when it's poured down the rain and made things even worse. We've been able to leave everything in and give you guys a good quality course. I realize it's not as long as you're used to here, but what you're riding is really good, really awesome trail. So you guys are going to take off from the start here, work your way over to the other side of the village. Remember, first turn, rubber tires on pavement, they're a little slick. When you drop off the other side, gravel's a little slick, so be really careful. Don't want to ruin your race right here off the start. You're going to bypass the finish off the start there. You got a couple of times you're jumping in and out of the woods on ski slopes. This first little bit's really fast. It's going to be dusty. Be really, really careful, guys. You're going all the way out to the 1 mile mark, and yes, you are going straight to Howard's Hole from the start. So everybody that's down there, they're going to be in for a real treat because you guys are all going to be stacked together heading down in there. So 1 mile mark, you're dropping off the long downhill into Howard's Hole. Work your way through it. Little hint, we've all been riding it to the far left. I'm sure you guys have your own line scoped out, but we found left seemed to work pretty good for us. Work your way out of the hole. You're kind of jumping in and out of ski slopes and wood sections all the way over to the 2 mile mark. And then from the 2, you kind of get some faster stuff all the way over to the 3. Same thing, you're in and out of ski slopes and woods there a couple of times, all the way over to the 3 mile mark. And then you kind of get a long section of ski slope over there. Again, it's going to be fast, it's going to be dusty. Be really, really careful. Everybody's done really great so far. So you guys please do the same thing those guys all morning have done. They'll bring you back up to top of the world. You're going to drop over onto the west side of the mountain, and that's when things get pretty rocky. I think between the 4 and the 5 mile mark, there might be 6 rocks, might be 7. But regardless, when you start down the side of that mountain, you're in rock basically the entire west side of the mountain. Long downhill section 4 to the 5 mile mark, and then at the 5, you guys are crossing over just a short little field section out there, and on the other side of that, it's a little steep drop off, so be really careful right there as well. That's going to drop you out onto the plateau. The trails kind of get a little flatter out through there for a little bit, but they're flat with rock on them. It's honestly, it truly is. There's not much dirt on top of that trail. It's mostly rock around a lot of that. And just before the 6 mile mark, you got one good rock section, one good rock garden. The morning rode it. They really didn't have any trouble with it, so you guys should do just fine. Work your way down through that, past the 6 mile mark, 2 or 3 more rocks up to the 7 mile mark, and then right past the 7, you guys will split off from the morning, run down through another rock garden. Same thing, it's downhill. It hasn't been raced on yet, but you've rode it before. If you've rode here before, you know what to expect. When you get down to the bottom of that rock garden, you got another little fast trail, bring you zigzag back and forth all the way over to the 8 mile mark. Honestly, from the 7 to the 8, really hasn't been ridden, raced yet, I should say. The morning skipped that section, so it'll be fresh for you guys. So really be paying attention to the arrows out there. It's nothing too hard, probably be the easiest section out through there, to be honest, but it's got a couple of little climbs up out the bottom there off the edge of that plateau. Bring it back up to the 8 mile mark. 8 to the 9, there's nothing too difficult through there. Morning road, all of that, you guys will be just fine. And at the 9 mile mark, you begin your climb back up the mountain. Switchback hills all the way up the mountain, and then you pick up a fast little rocky road section. Again, guys, be really careful in that section. Come out through there, that's going to bring you out onto the power line. Work up that power line, up and around, cross West Ridge Road, up around the pro pits, past the 10 mile mark, back down to West Ridge Road. You're going to go out the road and head over to the 11 mile mark. One little short piece of woods there at the 11 will take you on the ski slips that bring you over to the finish. So your guys are 12 miles on the dot. Like I said, a lot of really awesome technical trail out there for you guys. I hope you enjoy riding as much as I have. So good luck, be safe, have fun, pay attention to those arrows, everybody, and don't pay attention to Adam McGill.
Safety first. GNCC racing, like all motorsports, can be dangerous. Racers, now that you have had an opportunity to inspect the course, have heard the race procedures and a description of the course, if you feel that either you or your machine is not prepared, then now is the time for you to withdraw for a complete refund of your entry fee, no questions asked. It is your responsibility to operate your machine in a safe manner, maintaining control at all times. Extreme caution is required when approaching areas with high concentrations of fans. Do not take unnecessary risks that endanger the safety of fans. You will be penalized for reckless racing. Race fans, due to the nature of GNCC racing, there is no fence barrier around the race course. It is your responsibility to keep yourself and your children a safe distance from the race course. Never turn your back on oncoming racers, and remember, stay off the racetrack. For the safety of everyone, unauthorized drones are prohibited and will be confiscated. Finally, these are challenging times, and we must all do our part to keep ourselves and each other safe from infectious disease. Please maintain a safe 6-foot distance from people you do not live with, and wear a face mask when you cannot social distance. Wash your hands and use hand sanitizer often. Although this may be somewhat inconvenient, it is necessary for your safety. Thank you for your cooperation.
And now with a word from Snowshoe, Mr. Preston Klein.
Good afternoon, Snowshoe GNCC. All right, is this the PM race or is this the 8 a.m. race? I said, good afternoon, Snowshoe GNCC. That's more like it. On behalf of Snowshoe Mountain, I would like to welcome everyone back. We missed you last year, but we're here today. It's a beautiful day up here at 4848 in Snowshoe, West Virginia. And just a few minutes away, we'll hear the sound of those motors rumbling once again here at Snowshoe GNCC. What? Come on now. All right, so I want to thank you all for coming. I know it's quite a trip to get here, so thank you for being here. And let's get racing once again here at Snowshoe.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Sheldon Williams from the College of Creative Arts on the campus of West Virginia University, it is the pride of West Virginia, the Mountaineer Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, several years ago, you may know the name Rory Mead. Rory Mead was a professional GNCC racer and tragically injured several years ago while attending and racing at a GNCC. Rory has been confined to a wheelchair since that time, but with determination, Rory has become a world-class cycler. Last fall, we had another GNCC member that was injured. And now Rory has put together the Ride for Life as he is raising funds for Lucas Grounds. Rory Mead started riding his bike at the bottom of this mountain, and he is about to come through here to the start line. Ladies and gentlemen, Rory Mead takes the checkered flag as he has come from the bottom of the mountain to the top of the mountain. Rory, what a feat.
I tell you what, man, I got about halfway up that hill and I thought this was a bad idea. But no, it was good. It's for a good cause, and you know, we're cheering you on, Lucas. We know you can do it, man. And next year, bud, I want you to do it with me. I think that'll be awesome. So,
ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together for Rory Mead on behalf of Lucas Grounds. And that is what GNCC family means. Rory Mead, one of our own, taking care of another GNCC family member. And how about the pride of West Virginia?
Good job, man. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet our starting lineup for the Yamaha Snowshoe GNCC. Riders going to the starting line in accordance to points through the first 8 rounds of racing. Rolling to the line first today, he is a 6-time GNCC champion from Rogers, Ohio, riding aboard the number 1, backed by WFR, GBC Tires, Fly Racing, and Factory Yamaha, Walker Fowler! Rolling to the line today, second in points from the great state of Newfield, New York. On a Maxxis Ithaca Recreation Sports WPS Fly Racing Yamaha, Hunter Hart. He is third in points, riding aboard the number 4 from Casca, Pennsylvania. On a JMR Elka Moose Racing Action Off-Road Honda, the Sneaky Snake, Jared McClaw. Rolling to the line fourth today in points aboard the number 3 from Edinburgh, Pennsylvania, Action Off-Road, GBC, Moto-Ice, and Keeley Energy Racing, Coltrane Cole Richardson. Fifth in points, riding aboard, sixth in points, riding aboard the 521 from Waverly, West Virginia. Featured on the event t-shirt, backed by Over Tires, Boost Racing, and Parts Unlimited. Seventh in points from Waxhaw, North Carolina. Pierce Performance Fly Racing GBC Tires ride of John Galata Jr.
as we take a moment and calm things down as we do before each and every race to ask a blessing on this race. And to do that one more time, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ricky Towery.
Thank you, Rodney. Hey, let's go, Lord, and let's have a word of prayer together this afternoon. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for bringing us all together safely. Lord, you brought us to such a beautiful place on such a beautiful day. We just ask you will watch over these riders this afternoon. Lord, keep them safe. Once again, watch over our military men and women. Do be with our leaders each and every day. Lord, we're having so much fun already. Lord, we've done a lot of racing this spring, and we've had so much fun. We thank you for letting us have them races. Lord, we're fixing to go into a little summer break. Be with each and everybody. Let them spend a little time with their families. Get a little break away from racing. But once again, we thank you for being in control of all things. Continue to watch over this country. Continue to bless us each and every day, Lord. Watch over us. Take us all home safely so we can get back together again one day to have some more fun. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you would, please remain standing, stand at attention, remove those caps and cross those hearts as we honor the greatest nation in the world with the singing of our national anthem being performed today by Miss Kaylin Robertson.
Where's the camera? It's coming. Hey, it's by the monster can. Yeah, by the monster can. Okay. By the monster can. Yeah, right up there. You're good. Okay, here we go.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That's right.
Great job.
Our nation's anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner, being performed by Miss Kaylin Robertson. She will be on the meet in the village coming up later this evening as a part of our evening entertainment. The Monster Energy Activation Transport will be making its way up there after this. But right now, we're making our way down here and ready to make our way into that first turn as the Snowshoe GNCC, brought to you this weekend by our good friends at Yamaha, the Blue Crew, revving our hearts, about ready to get underway. It all began in 2007. June 24th was the day. Well, here we are, some 15 years later, ready to make it happen yet again. Our 14th running of the Snowshoe GNCC, as all attention turns to that first turn region. And our all systems go has been given to Ricky Towery as our conductor of starts gets ready to orchestrate the symphony of GNCC starts. It's Blackwater old school style, friends. Riders starting in 5-rider increments, 10 seconds apart, just like we did 46 years ago in Davis, West Virginia. And our riders here today on Snowshoe Mountain await the signal and the call from Ricky Towery as he lets these riders know we are less than 30 seconds away. I'm going to ask you, Snowshoe race fans, are you ready to go GNCC racing? Hey, folks, we're at Snowshoe. I'm going to ask you one more time. Are you ready to go GNCC racing? 10 seconds. Row number 1, XC1. Walker Fowler, Cole Richardson, Jared McClure, and Hunter Hart. Walker Fowler grabbing the early lead. There goes Chris Moritz, Josh Merritt, Adam McGill, and John Guada. Row 4, XC2 Pro-Am, Brandon Owens, Ben Kowalewski, Wyatt Wilkin, Greg Covert, Tanner Walker. Row 6 coming up next, Britt Sturdy-Vaught and Kevin Yoho.
Yeah. Row number 9, Kenny Schick. Excuse me, row number 8, Kenny Schick coming up with row number 9, Trey Shivett, Grayson Eller, Daniel Peters, Albert Jeha. All alone in row number 10, we have Cody Stewart. Next up, row number 11, the XC2 women, Kristen Meyer, Nicholas Royalty, TJ Barnett, Taylor Arnold, Dylan Wavering. Coming up on row number 11, Dalton Keys, Keaton Henderson, Alex Thiemann, Corey Vandelier, James Galata. Row number 12, Trey Redmond. That was row number 14, Ramey Wilkerson, Tyler Calder, Cody Forrester, Caden Ryan. Row number 15, Nathan Dearborn, Dominic Stevens, Cameron Avey. Row number 16, Ethan Meyer and Zach Knight. Coming up on row number 17, Alan Blavos, Jeremy Ledone, Alex Eloff, Brad Italy. Row number 18, Tyler Cosner, Noah Landis, Gavin Jenkins. Next to the line is row number 19, Hunter Johnson, Brady Myers, Torrin Johnson, and Dustin West. Little hold up here, and it looks like we're all system go back to row number 20. Cage Chrisman, Bryson Mulholland, Travis Endley, Dylan Haynes, Devin Masters. Next on the line, row number 22, Jeffrey Pickens, Brad Whitehead, Cody Holcomb, Michael Lancaster, Thomas Coots Jr. And moving on to row number 23, Derek Cassis, James Green, Christopher Kirby, and Zach Phillips. Next in line is row number 24 with Derek Warren, Matthew Sisby, Justin Lewicki, and JJ Joy III. Row number 25 currently on the line with Lick Rambruno, Chris Conklin, Todd McCosta, Brian Shaw. Up next, we have row number 26, consisting of Michael Hayes, Brian Axeline, Jeremy Gushard, Scott Barnett, Mark Baston. Up next is row number 27, Jacob Fleming, Paxton Dixon, Ian Burns, Damon Grissop, Mason Howard. Moving on to row number 28, Sam Zambati, Denton White, Christopher Howard, John Ashcraft, Chance Hickey. Row number 29 currently on the line and ready to roll, Hayden Hunter, Tyler Davis, Caden Leonard, Josh Turner, Michael Worth. And row number 30 consisting of Connor Brandt, Grant Miller, Colton Dobbs, Zach Kearns, Donnie Masters, and Riley Selleck. Row number 31, Trevor Furby, Jeremy Koger, Cody McGaukley.
Parker Henderson, and John Williams. Next on the line is Seth Blake, Colby Clark, Kai Arbogast, Jordan Burnett, Cooper Smith, and Corey Pancake, Shane McMillan, Eric Kroger, Ethan Helberg, and Henry Moore. Next up, row number 34, Chris Leake, Tyler Foster, Robbie Rosenberg, William Wallace. Row number 35, Nick May, Zachary DeNoble, Joseph Murray, Nicholas Blaney. Up next, we have Josh Adams, Cody Busbach, Travis Blandish, Levi Myers, and Cody Blystone. Up next, Cody Bowles, Travis Mathias, Justin Cotter, Dalton Lee, and Jordan Woods. On the line now, David Kite, Ryan Simmons, Tim White, Ben Dunlap, and Ryan Lebrone. Up next, Nathan Tickle, Jason Ellis. Also, Travis Rafael, CJ Mullet. Up next, Mike Reiser, Adam Derrick, Paul Myers, Stephen Burnt, Kenneth Rich Jr., Robert Henson. Slow it down, guys. Slow it down. All right, our next racers, here they are on the line, ready to roll. Richard Stevens, Evo Pavlicek, Dave Ashbury, and Richie McCauley. Up next, Steve Coombs, Chad Judy, Rick Marino, Jeffrey Kern. On the line, Scott Wilhelm, Lyle Morrison, Bobby McCauley. Scott Grohl, Jeremy Van Fossen, Robert Stevens. Oh, a little bumping and grinding off the line. Last row, Alex Nelson, Gavin Temple, Scott Grohl, and Jeremy Vossen. And guys and girls, that's the start of the Pro ATV. All riders off and away.
Folks, that's going to do it. Wrap it up for our starts right here, right now. We got plenty of great racing action coming here on Snowshoe Mountain. Stick around. GNCC Live will continue after this.
Rocky Mountain ATV MC, retailer, distributor, manufacturer, product developer, parts tester. This is what we do. But who we are is something much simpler. We're riders, like you. 100% employee owned and operated, a company built by riders, entirely for riders. Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Get ready.
The directive: advance human performance beyond biological limitation.
Born of family values and a homegrown work ethic, Cometic Gaskets seals your machine so you can focus on the finish line. Cometic Gaskets are the competitive standard for racers who demand the very best. Cometic Gaskets are constructed from superior materials designed to perform in the most demanding environment, whether it's championships on the line or a day in the dirt with friends. Professionals and enthusiasts depend on Cometic. Cometic Gaskets, sealing championships since 1989.
Welcome back to GNCC Live. I'm Mikey Waynes. You heard from my colleague, Rodney Tomlin, just a moment ago. I'm on. Give me a second. I'll change headsets. Can you hear me now? Welcome back to GNCC Live. I'm Mikey Waynes. I'll be joined by Rodney Tomlin in just a moment. I'll keep talking, Adam. Now you're shutting me off. You are looking at mile marker number 2, the Monster Mile, Howard Toll. Down there, ripping, rolling. So again, looking at iconic Howard Toll. Well, we want to welcome you to GNCC Live. Apologize for that, folks. Some technical difficulties with our sound equipment. Hopefully we can get that dialed in for you. But, hey, we got a plan B. We got a plan C. Bottom line is this. We're racing GNCC, the Snowshoe GNCC. Nonetheless, off and rolling those iconic starts, paying homage to the Blackwater 100 from years ago, where it all started, and right here on Snowshoe Mountain. Good to be back on the mountain, to say the least. Did not come here in 2020, what with Rona. But, hey, we're back. It's 2021. Things are getting better, and we are ripping and rolling here at the GNCC. And to get us started, we're going to take a look at the Specialized start recap. And like I said, those iconic starts here on Snowshoe Mountain, going 4 wide in the XC1 kind of makes scoring a little tricky if you're watching at home, keeping up, and you're thinking, what is going on? We got time adjustment. Not time adjustment just between classes, but even within the same class itself. So that iconic start on the road, going up the mountain. I heard that. You think we're fixed? Still working on our sound. All right, that one, hey, now we're loud and clear. All right, we're good. So we've got a working headset now, so everything's going to be okay. We're going to be all right. We got the hiccups out of the way. So Snowshoe Mountain, GNCC, the stage is beyond set. The show is rolling. Looking at... We were looking at some replays of Howard's Hole. Howard's Hole, absolute party zone, fun down there. Those people have been chomping at the bit all day. See some racing action. Right now, that was looking at mile marker number 4. I think here in just a second, we are going. There's the Gator, Adam McGill, on screen right there. Believe we get through this, we'll take a look at our track map, give you guys an idea of what these riders will face here today. Looking at our XC1 riders coming through right here. But again, same format. I mean, we're off-road racing with the four-wheelers, but scoring works out a little bit. All right, we'll take a look at our Yamaha Racing track map here with that wonderful backdrop of Howard's Hole. Look at those beautiful people. So let's take a look at the Yamaha Racing track map, see what you guys have in store for us here. There we go. Now we're looking at the track map. So a little bit, I guess, shorter track than what we're used to running out here at the GNCC on Snowshoe Mountain, but nonetheless going to be a great race. Jared Bolton had nothing but good things to say about the layout, and speaking on behalf of the youth riders this morning, the AM guys, the 4x4 pros, the WXC, good track, fast track, gnarly track, everything you want out of a Snowshoe GNCC is right here for you. So looking at Howard's Hole right now, the iconic Howard's Hole. Everybody's chomping at the bit. I don't know if you guys, hopefully you saw those starts. We did the picture-in-picture. So we had our camera right here watching Howard's Hole. And that first lap is always kind of the craziest as the riders are trying to pick their spots. And then my buddies down there, all the mud fleas, they start getting their dial. They start figuring out, okay, they're going to choose this line. I need to stay out of this way unless they need me to jump in to help. So things are shaping up. The next lap around, it will still be chaotic. Don't get me wrong. But it'll be organized chaos, to say the least. So last we saw on screen, we believe it was Walker Fowler out in front. You're looking at Method Alley, the Method Race Wheels, new sponsor for GNCC here through the mid-season time. And, boy, what a fantastic sponsor they are. If you're not familiar with them, certainly check those guys out. They've got some great programs available to the GNCC Racing Nation. So keeping an eye out for our leaders to come through here. Mile marker number 3. Here at the Snowshoe GNCC, and we go back to 2019, the last time we were here, because again, did not race here in 2020. So last time we were here was 2019. You look at that one, yeah, I'm down for it. Walker Fowler ended up taking the win in 2019. Bryson Neal took second. Chris Borich took third. Jared McClure fourth, and the Gator, Adam McGill, took the number 5 spot. So we'll take a look at that 2019 race. Seems like so long ago. Four wide up front. Gator, bottom of your screen, left-hand side, getting the jump early. Rolling as a Gator do. He's got to be feeling good about that. Nothing gets the West Virginia crowd pumped up like seeing that guy, the 521, out in front. And if I remember right, it's been a couple of years, so I could be wrong on this one, but I think Adam McGill had a pretty good race. Led it for a while up front, but things didn't pan out for him. Come the end of the day, that guy right there, no stranger to wins out here. The numero uno of Walker Fowler found his way out front with Bryson Neal in tow. And I think we're going to get a shot, that iconic shot here in just a second. But if you don't know, Bryson Neal not racing this weekend, not racing the rest of the season most likely. I don't think he's ruled it out, but pretty much if you're watching from home, Bryson, we miss you. We love you. We're thinking about you. We wish you were here racing. And I'm sure you feel the same way. And I know, speaking on behalf of the rest of the XC1 guys, they feel the same as well. So 2019, boy, did it look different. Muddy. Let's not kid ourselves. Howard Hole is going to give them plenty of this, but this was another beast. You could tell on those starts it was rainy, it was nasty, it was slick, and talk about outside of looking at the riding style right there of Walker Fowler, it was kind of hard to distinguish who was who. They were covered in so much mud, and boy, when it was said and done, the sun was shining on that man right there, the mud man. Walker Fowler as he checked in for another win in his illustrious career. Now, I believe Walker Fowler, I'll have to double check, but I think he is just 2 wins. Yeah, he's 2 wins away. 65 career wins coming into today. And he's knocking on the door of some fella named Bill Balance. That's right, Bill. So if you're watching at home, you have to start making some plans to hit a few GNCCs. We actually did a feature during the offseason, racing behind the bars with Bill Balance, and he said, you know, I couldn't have been wrenching on the bike, and I may come out and race a GNCC. I don't think Bill's going to line up with the pro guys, but Bill Balance has not ruled out racing a GNCC, and I got to think we're going to see him poke his head in here there you go, Rodney. There's your number 3. It's been a while. It's been a wild day.
Yeah.
I do want to give a big, hey, what's going on? A big shout out to DJ Judd. Rodney and anybody who's ever called races, anybody who's ever done live announcing, sometimes you get that tickle in your throat, won't go away. And Rodney, you had that, but thank goodness DJ Judd stepped in to help you out.
Listen, I have been doing this job since 1993. That is the first time that has ever happened like that. I've never had that happen. So thank you, DJ Judd, as we pick up action here at the 4-mile marker. And we've got great battling action going on. There's one of the 7 rocks that Jared Bolton was talking about during the riders meeting out there. I think there's a couple more than 6 or 7 of them out there. But nonetheless, the west side of the mountain seems to be pretty dry this time of year, as opposed to what we've seen in years past. As our riders make their way through the 4-mile marker, we welcome Landon Wolfo, L-Dub, back to the broadcast booth. Landon, good to have you out here, man. Congratulations on another great and stellar year of racing that's going for you out there. And, of course, glad that you're able to step up and step in today, man, and give us a little play-by-play on what's going on. Watching this race right now, you won this morning, right?
Yeah, I did.
Congratulations.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How many does that make this year?
5.
Wow.
5, I believe. Yep.
That's pretty awesome.
It's been a really good year. Been a lot of battling in the morning class, and this was one of the best snowshoes. I think I really liked it. It was a really good track, and it really flowed well for me today. So got another win.
That's awesome. I know Jared Bolton said this is probably his favorite snowshoe trail of all time. I don't know if it was because the conditions are a little drier than what they have been the last few years, but we are noting a little bit of dust that we don't normally see on the mountain. But tell us a little bit about this mountain itself, because Jared jokingly said there's 5 or 6 rocks out there.
Yeah, 5, 6, maybe 7. I don't know. No, they did an excellent job laying this track out, and like I said, it was one of my favorite snowshoes we've ever had. We've had some really, really gnarly conditions here, but this year it was just laid out perfectly. It is a little dry, so in the very few open areas like you're seeing right here on screen, there is a little bit of dust, but the woods couldn't be any more perfect. Track is laid out perfectly. It's got good flow, and there are way more rocks than 7 of them out there. They definitely found the rock gardens this year, but it was good because I just felt like it was a very, very gnarly track, like Snowshoe is known to be, but it was all fairly passable, or it was all passable, but it created a lot of challenges with lappers, a lot of challenges with passing, and a lot of challenges just keeping moving forward. So I really enjoyed it. I'm sure these guys will, and it's
something different this year too is the scoring feature. Normally we do a west side and east side, and you score for each lap that that you run on each side of the mountain. Did that seem a little different to you this year?
I like this method, and I get why that we were actually just talking about this last night. I get why they have done that in the past. This is such a huge place. There's so many awesome trails out here, and they wanted to cover it all. But to cover it all, you gotta split the laps, because if not, it would be an hour-long lap, and you just can't have that. Right. So no, they laid it out great this year. We have a good mixture of the east side of the mountain as well as the west side of the mountain. We crossed the road twice, obviously, and it really worked out well. I think the crew did an amazing job this weekend laying this one out.
No doubt about it. A great weekend here this weekend as well. We've got a lot of folks out coming to enjoy the races, whether they're racing themselves or whether they're coming to watch. I think this is about the fullest I've ever seen this mountain as far as
packed.
It is packed.
I was just over by the finish line, and now keep in mind, this Howard's Hole here was full before the race started, I'm sure. And then after the start went off, I was over by the finish line in between the start and towards Howard's Hole. It was like a mob scene heading down to Howard's Hole. I mean, it was a endless line of people headed down that way. So,
well, where's the racetrack? You can't even see racetrack. There's
it's in there.
Thad Duvall,
the Husky team. Thad Duvall. It might be Craig DeLong with him, maybe. Yep, that's him.
Absolutely.
And it looks like Liam Draper, Ben Parsons right behind him, Ricky Russell. So you got all the dirt bike guys. Those guys are troopers too. I mean, they're out there during the morning race as well, cheering us all on. It's cool to see the dirt bike guys out there on the track while we're going.
Look, these guys are already muddy. They've gone through this one time, maybe.
They were probably muddy before they went through. No.
They had beer pong tables, they had volleyballs, they had beach balls, they had all kinds of things going on.
Did we get any of that on camera?
10 o'clock this morning. I know. I was watching on the video feed from down at Howard's Hole. I was like, I can't believe how many people are down there. And then the games that they were playing, they were having an amazing time down there.
What a cool event just to see how the fans, they get so into this race, and the racers do too. I mean, it's Snowshoe, right?
Right.
Everybody gets into it, but man, and we have a great fan base here at GNCC for sure, but Snowshoe just brings the best out of them. So, and I mean, look at these guys.
A lot of Blackwater legacies, I think, are with us too.
There we go. So they're coming up right towards the 10-mile marker. This is directly before the pro pits. Walker Fowler's still out front, charging hard too.
Yeah,
it looks like.
Still out front and manipulating and getting through this mountainous terrain. And you can even see, I mean, even at the speeds that Walker's trying to carry right now, he's having trouble keeping traction going right now.
Yeah.
There's so much loose rocks.
I mean, that's a steep hill. This camera doesn't even do it justice. So it looks like we have Walker out front, Jared for sure right behind him. That might be Hunter Hart right behind him. And I don't know if you guys have touched base on this yet, but I just feel like there's a couple good opportunities for a couple people to do really good here. One is Chris Borge.
Yeah.
He won here, I think, 2 races ago, or 2 years ago.
Been 3 years ago now.
3 years ago now, yeah. I was trying to figure out how to say that. But, Chris Borge, and then 2 other ones to look out for is Kevin Yoho.
Yep.
He's won here before. He's running XC1 today, starting in row 6. And then you also have Jay Shadron out of Junior A, starting on row 3 or 4.
Right. That's
Hunter Hart in 3rd place.
That's a very good thing to point out there with Jay Shadron starting so far up in the in that overall standings like that. What that's going to do is going to allow him to run those times a little closer, because it's so much different. We always have the time adjustment in GNCC, but they're so much tighter here, and all you got to do is get within sight of somebody, basically, and you're running ahead of them.
Yeah, I mean, if Jay Shadron, for instance, or we'll just use Jay, I believe he started on row 3. If he happened to finish within 10 seconds of Walker Fowler, just 10 seconds behind him, he still wins the race.
Right. It's crazy how the timing and scoring works, but we'll see how that all works out as we head down the FMF PowerPoint. Walker Fowler still out front of this one. And looks like he might be picking up a little bit of gap in that pit area on the. No, maybe not.
Yeah, Jared, and that's another one, Jared McClure. I mean, obviously we have Walker. He's always a favorite. But
oh no, I don't think there's any chance.
You got to talk about the others here, and Jared McClure. I mean, he's got a heck of a crew here. He's got a rowdy bunch, ready to see him do well, and clearly he knows that. He is hot on the heels of the leader.
One person I think we need to keep an eye on today is Hunter Hart. We've seen some great rides out of him in the early part of the season. He had a couple of not so grand rides in probably about rounds 4 and 5, but he has really picked up the pace over the last few rounds of racing. But more important, talk to him today. He said, Rodney, I threw up 3 times in the pro pits.
Well,
that usually indicates something good.
Exactly. He threw up once before the last race, and he almost won. So 3 times. I mean, he's just outdoing himself now.
He said, "You know what that means?" He goes, "That means I'm going to do good." And I said, "You're going to win, dude. If you're good."
He's in a spectacular position right off the bat to do so. I guess we're about 30 minutes in, right? Do we have a?
Yeah, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah, you'll get that there. So, yeah, I mean, we're about a quarter of the way in. Hunter Hart's in striking distance, and it does look like the Walker Fowler, Jared McClure, and Hunter Hart have checked out just a little bit from the rest of the pack. But this race is so far from over. There's John Glauda on screen coming down the FMF PowerPoint. Looks like he is looking down at something. And there, right behind him, is Jay Shadron. There's the one that I mentioned to keep an eye on. So here comes Hunter Hart coming through the finish line for the first time today.
All righty, so we'll have a chance to stack it all up and sort it all out for you.
When I said Hunter Hart, I meant Walker Fowler.
I was going to say, yeah. We figured that. Yeah. You're just putting Hunter a little ahead, a little early, I guess.
It's the throw-up talk getting to him.
Jared McClure in the number 2 spot. There's 9 seconds, basically. 8.972 is what the tape is on timing and scoring right now. Hunter Hart checks in another 7.080 seconds behind him. Put it together. He's about 15, 16 seconds behind Walker Fowler right now, but nonetheless, again, in these early parts of the races, 15 seconds means literally nothing.
So do we have Adam McGill in 4th? That's who we have on screen. I believe he is in the number 4 spot.
McGill checks in.
So, and he's another, obviously, he's another given for a race like this.
Did you hear that West Virginia crowd whenever he rolled out on the starting line? That was, I mean, before riders meeting.
He didn't throw up.
Before riders meeting started, before opening ceremony started, that crowd down there was going nuts.
Wild.
For Waverly, West Virginia's Adam McGill. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, so, and another thing we're noticing, just coming into the finish, we got 8 seconds a second, another 7 to 3rd. They're gapping out just a little bit, and that I believe that is because this side of the mountain, I believe that is the east side of the mountain. Once you get back over there, you run a little bit of these access roads, and for once here at Snowshoe, it's unusually dry, so it's creating a lot of dust over here. Now, we have all these roads that are giving us a lot of dust, but on this side of the mountain is also Howard's Hole. So we should be seeing Walker drop into Howard's Hole any second now.
And speaking of Howard's Hole, I do want to note this. Do you realize that Howard's Hole has its own T-shirt this year?
I saw that. I saw that. And rightfully so.
Yeah,
rightfully
exactly.
So. It's crazy.
It's taken on a life of its own. I mean, there's even a hashtag Free Howard's Hole. So many fans were wanting to watch the morning riders go through, but I think it's best that we leave it for the afternoon riders, if truth be told. Now, you wouldn't have any problems.
No, but I agree. No, it's a gnarly spot, and we're a little bit less water here than we have had in years past. But yeah, I mean, this would be a crime scene if we ran this in the morning. It's complicated. It's tough, and that's why they save it for these guys.
And the thing about it is, when you walk down there before the race starts, you think that you're looking at, oh man, there's plenty of opportunities to get through here. I go here, I can go there, I go here.
Yeah.
You go down there.
One option.
You go wherever they want you to go.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice, I don't think, that in this matter, as our leaders.
Here it looks like they're starting to scatter and open up a lane, so we should be seeing Walker Fowler pop out here any second. Yep, here we are. And you see the Yamaha guys jumping
They're waving, trying to get his attention. Will he see them? Will he see them? This could be very critical right here, because if Walker chooses the wrong line, this could change the face of this race instantly.
It totally could. It totally could. But smooth as butter, just as the experienced veteran that he is, and right through it, no problem. Look at that.
Made it look easy.
Yeah, it's not that easy, I promise. I promise. He makes it look too easy. But yeah, he's Jared McClure hung up. So here's a perfect example of how tough. These are the best riders in the world right here, the best ATV guys. And I mean, that cost him 10 seconds right there. And now it looks like Hunter Hart is also hung up behind him.
So, and it's a chain reaction whenever you got that going on like that, because I'm sure Hunter was probably looking for an alternate line. He probably got hung up, and then the good thing about it for Adam
McGill now in 3rd. Where is Hunter Hart? Is he still hung up?
I would have to think that might be the case. So he bridges that gap. I was going to say he's going to be able to bridge that gap, but up to 3rd place. And right here, you can see the crowd is going nuts.
Yeah,
that Adam McGill. Yeah.
I don't know if Hunter is still hung up there, or he found another.
He may have found another line.
He may have found another line around, because I can't imagine he's still sitting there. But do you know, did Adam McGill start on row 1, or is he?
Yeah, I believe so.
He is on row 1.
I believe so. I think he's a top 5 rider. We'll just look at points right real quick and find out. 6th in points.
Okay,
He actually
so
started
he's on row 2.
So
and
he might,
honestly, that's a better position.
Yeah.
He doesn't even need to pass these leaders.
No, all
he
he's
just
got to
needs
do
to finish right behind them.
Yeah, just catch up to him basically at this point. Uh-oh.
That is still, that's a lapped rider already. He must have had some issues early on.
Man.
Yeah, so Hunter Hart, he must have found another line through the crowd somewhere, unless I just happened to miss him, but I didn't see him anywhere. Here we have some more pros. Looks like John Glauda Jr. coming through.
That would be your 6th place rider.
Yep.
Jay Shadron is 7th place. Again, that junior A25.
Yep, and there he is on screen right now. The only one I have not seen, which is blowing my mind, is Kevin Yoho.
Oh, Kevin Yoho, yeah. Very good point.
Devin Feehan even getting a little hung up himself. Look at that. Come on, fans, jump on in there.
Yoho back in 12th, by the way.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Okay, so he has come through. And he was on row 6, I believe, today. So he did have some people to fight through. There is Josh Merritt on screen. Made that look pretty easy. I know, and another thing to note, some of these guys, and I don't think all of them, but some of these guys are running bigger tires for this event. This is the one event that they upped the tire size just because of the rocks in these.
Yeah, you know, and somebody was asking me that question last night.
XC2 leader.
As we check that out here. Is that Ronnie Rush? Okay.
Yep.
Ronnie Rush, then Wyatt Wilkin, I think, in 2nd in that class.
Yep.
No, Austin Abney. No, Austin's.
He's XC1 now, and Austin is right behind Ronnie there.
Yeah, so Wyatt Wilkin is, and then Ben Kowalewski in 3rd in that class. But,
look, these guys are doing a little shout out for the camera. They see us looking at them. Now, these guys did go through here the first lap. I'm coming in late, so everybody didn't know. These guys did go through Howard's Hole the first lap, correct? I'm sure.
I wasn't in here either, but I'm assuming they are. There we go. Those guys, they were up on the starting line a little bit ago. They're pretty.
How'd you recognize them?
Pretty colorful. It was the way they're dressed, actually. Picked that right out.
Yeah.
Something about their attire today.
So how about the gap now? I mean, all those top, I guess that was the top 10, maybe 12, were all relatively close there. They were all pretty tight, but man, we have a heck of a gap back to 13th or 14th, whatever this is here. There, and this is Kevin Yoho, I believe.
Yeah, that would be 12th place unadjusted time right now.
Kevin Yoho coming through. So that was definitely one that I wanted to keep an eye on today. And he is one here. I don't know if he did it. I think he ran XC1 and won 2 or 3 times ago. And this here is, I don't know on that one, XC2 rider for sure. This is not a good idea to push him out into there.
No, well, they got an alternate line choice, it looks like, to get to the right there.
Maybe that's the way Hunter went. Wonder why they pushed him out there right then. And that is maybe Covert, maybe. It's hard to tell down in this hole.
With all that mud and everything on these machines.
This guy obviously broke down on the first lap, and they're just trying to get him out of the way.
That right there, man. That, I mean, mud fleas. I mean, this is mud fleas at their finest right here, no doubt.
It's good when you can't even tell if they're wearing a shirt or not. Is that mud or is that a black shirt? Mikey, we're welcoming Mikey back into the booth. Did you go out there and see anything?
I'm getting ready to. I'm preparing. Since Landon Wolf is joining us today, Adam Gordon said, Mikey, go get your muck boots, go get your raincoat. We're sending you down there when Dylan gets back.
Oh, man.
Now so that you get to go to what I like to hear. Wesley Wolf there on screen. Fighting it.
He doesn't see a lot of this in ATV motocross.
No. He came straight from the motocross track last weekend where he had one of his best finishes ever. There's Johnny Gallagher. One of his best finishes ever just last weekend at ATV motocross, and now he is here in this. I mean, he's just buried there. We got Wesley Wolf, Johnny Gallagher, and Tanner Walker all stuck right there in that one spot.
This is gnarly, and I know you guys have been talking about it, how much... I get it. Look, I want to see you 4x4 guys in the morning. I want to see you do this.
We talked about
I want to see the C riders do. I want to see the youth. I want to see the micros. But
there's a reason we saved it for the
definitely
afternoon. 100%.
Puts it in perspective. I mean, there's no doubt. There might be Landon, 2 line choices. I mean,
if that. Honestly, the only time a second line opens up is if somebody gets stuck and the people got to scatter. But it's you made a perfect point. Looks like leaders there. But yeah, you made a perfect point. I mean, these guys are, you got Wesley Wolf getting stuck in here.
Yeah.
You got not only him, a bunch of other people. Yeah, looks like Hunter Hart did. I wonder if Walker has already come through. I'm sure that he has. Okay, so we missed Walker and Jared McClure coming through this this first section, but Hunter Hart, there Walker
he is.
Fowler.
Walker Fowler through the Method Race Wheels. Method Alley, new sponsor to the GNCC series. And Walker, it sounds like what McClure got hung up a little bit back in Howard's Hole. So
yeah, him and Hunter seemed to get hung up together, and it cost them some time, as you can see here. I mean, they were within 8 seconds at the finish line.
Wow.
And man, Hunter Hart now. So wow. So while they got stuck, me and Rodney were talking. I thought Hunter was stuck there for a while, but I guess Hunter got around Jared while he was stuck and found another line through Howard's Hole. And he's on a mission.
Hunter's on the move. Hunter was a guy we talked about with the absence of Bryson Neal, and Hunter said it himself. He's like, of course I want Bryson here. We want to go up against the best. But, you know, if you look at the point standings, you got to think, okay, Hunter Hart, you're that number 2 guy now. So he's got to show up. And so far, so good. He's done really well. And I think Hunter, Rodney and I have talked about it a few times this season. To me, I think he's reaching that point in his pro career now where it's no longer the conversation of, oh, well, he can hang with Walker. He's up there. He's got to feel good about that.
Yeah,
those days are
slim.
I mean, it's getting to the point now.
Certain races maybe, but
yeah. Where if I'm Hunter Hart, no, I can beat Walker Fowler.
Right.
That's what he needs to do.
That's what he needs to believe, yeah.
Right. Yeah, and he's doing a spectacular job of that. I mean, the last race, I think he hung on till the last lap, right?
Yep.
Dropped back just a little bit, and now, I mean, he's put himself in a perfect position. I mean, he's within striking distance of Walker. He needs to close in on him, get to where he can see him, and keep learning. I mean, you can never stop learning, and right now Walker's the guy to learn from.
Well, right now, as we look at the overall, just to give you an idea of what the overall is like with the differences here in continuing to watch here in the Method Race Wheels section of our race course. There goes the 7-12 again of John Claude Jr., our 6th place rider overall. Fowler, McClure, Hunter Hart, 1, 2, and 3, according to timing scoring. Adam Gale in 4th, Cole Richardson in 5th, John Glada Jr. in 6th, Jay Shadron, your Junior A 22-plus class leader, in 7th, 8th place Devin Feehan. 9th place then Josh Merritt. Rounding out the top 10 is Ronnie Rush. He is the leader of the Pro-Am class, and I guess in some ways shocking, in other ways maybe not so shocking, but to see the Junior A 22-plus class leader beating the XC2 Pro-Am class rider. That tells you a little bit about the speeds, and we've talked about Jay Shadron in the past about how he used to be like, what, 4 or 5 years ago. It's been at least 3 to 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, probably at least 4 years ago, I'd say.
He was an XC1 Pro class rider. He just moved into that class, and he didn't stick around for a very long time, maybe a couple years or whatever, but obviously he went on to different things. He comes back and races the Junior A 22-plus class, and he does very, very well, obviously winning, getting in the top 20 overall, top amateur. And I talked to him, and he says, I never ride. I don't even train. He says, I don't have time. I'm working all the time. I just come here and ride on the weekends. It just blows me away that he's still got that mindset, that skill, that speed, that stamina to be able to run at these paces at this amount of time, at this level.
Yep.
And it's all for fun right now.
And he's always been that guy. Jay's been a good friend of mine for a long, long time. Walker Fowler on screen here at the 4-mile marker. Jay's always been that guy. He's been the naturally talented rider. He's you know, he used to train a lot more and prep for the races a lot more than he does now. But he's always been just that naturally talented. He's gifted with that, and it's working out for him. You know, he comes to these races, he just has a lot of fun.
Oh.
And it works, you know?
Exactly. And I think, you know, that's I think for a lot of people.
Hunter Hart, it looks like he, you know, I don't know. He needs to strike right now, otherwise, because Walker, as you can see, is trying to open up that gap.
Yeah. I mean, he might get a break if Walker gets hung up with some lap traffic or something.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing we haven't gotten into. Jared McClure still not far off Hunter Hart, with Adam McGill right behind him. But yeah, that's right. We haven't talked about that. Lapped riders are going to be a big one here. As complicated as this track can be, I mean, Howard's Hole, number one. I mean, you could get down in there and lose a minute just like that.
We saw exactly what happened there whenever McClure
and that was when they were just amongst themselves. So you can only imagine when they get down there with A and B class riders and not just Howard's Hole. I mean, that's happening the whole roughly 12 miles around this track, and it can change in an instant. It can change this lap, and it can change a mile before the finish.
31-minute lap time is what we had for Walker Fowler. We're about 17 minutes out from lap number 2 being complete. If you're keeping score right now, and a great opportunity for folks to check out some great racing right here at Snowshoe Mountain Resort. And of course, we got more of it on the way. We also got a special visit by Tasha from On Track School coming up here in just a few moments. But right now, it's Walker Fowler continuing to lead. Hunter Hart now up to the number 2 spot. Jared McClure trying to sneak his way back around in that number 3 spot. And how about Adam McGill still holding on to the top 4, and Cole Richardson rounding out the top 5. We'll see who's going to be able to take Snowshoe Mountain. Stick around to find out. GNCC Live continues after this.
AMSOIL runs on freedom and has since 1972. We changed the industry by formulating the first API-qualified 100% synthetic motor oil. The rest of the market has been trying to follow our lead ever since. But a head start is a head start. We punish our products firsthand in our world-class laboratories and beyond, because some things can't be learned from a test tube. Run with us.
Last season was my best season ever by far. I won a lot of races. I won a championship, and it was also my first year using ARMA. And one of the things I noticed was just my ability to string good days together. You know, like especially in the summertime in Florida where you're riding every day and the heat index is 108 degrees and you're doing 230s and going to the gym and bicycle and all that stuff. I think in the past I've been super inconsistent day to day. Yeah, I may have a good race here or a good day during the week there, but overall I think where I improved the most was my consistency and my recovery.
Even when you're the best, you never stop striving to be better. With over 40 years of experience in motorcycle sales and service, we know racing. Our inventory of Yamaha motorcycles, sport bikes, dirt bikes, ATVs, and side-by-sides is extensive and constantly changing. Stop by LoJack Cycle Sales today in Tarentum, Pennsylvania, and visit our online inventory at www.lojacks.com. Yamaha YZs. It's why we ride.
Hi, my name is Andrea Lieb, the director of On Track School. How would you like to go to a school where we take into consideration how students learn best? Well, we do that because we find if we can build the curriculum around the things you are interested in, you're going to do a better job. The mission at On Track School is that educational success is possible while chasing your dreams. Not only will our staff help students to achieve success, they will cheer you on to the finish line. We encourage you to check out On Track School at ontrackschool.com, where we can help you chase your dreams and still get a quality education.
We are American motorcyclists. We are members of the American Motorcyclist Association. Racers, fans, and crew, we come together for this sport we love, to race together, to grow together. We start young and not so young. We race motorcycles and ATVs. We become friends. We become family. We compete for weekend bragging rights and national championships. We make memories on the toughest off-road courses in the country and on the best motocross tracks in the world. Some of us aspire to the speed and poise of road racing or the fierce competitiveness of American flat track. And we honor our greatest champions in the AMA Motorcycle Hall of Fame. Through it all, we cheer. We win and we lose. We are racing. We are the AMA. Race with us. Be part of the greatest sport in the world. Be an American motorcyclist. Join us today at www.amajoin.com/join-now.
Good morning, my name is John Coffey. I'm an AMSOIL dealer from Southern Virginia. Today's AMSOIL spotlight is on our commercial grade small engine oils. Now these oils are not just a rebranded or relabeled automotive oil like many other companies use, and the problem with that is automotive oils are mainly designed for fuel economy and not so much durability. Now with small engines, many of them running basically air-cooled, they run severe conditions, high temperatures, wide open, heavy loads on them, and these oils are heavily fortified with anti-wear agents, so they're not going to break down and you're not going to have viscosity loss. The engines are going to stay cleaner. So all of you commercial landscapers and things like that out there, the service life on these are 200 hours or 1 year's service intervals, so you're going to have less maintenance, better engine protection, and you can't make money when your equipment is being maintained all the time or being repaired in the shop. So it's a good way to be able to save the investment you have in your equipment. Now there's 4 viscosity grades, 530, 1030, 1040, and recently Kohler Engines asked AMSOIL to develop a 50 weight oil just for their engine and stuff. So this 50 weight oil is recommended for any type of machinery like that that needs a 50 weight oil. Now to complement these small engine oils, we also have a 20W50 hydrostatic transmission fluid, which is outstanding in zero-turn mowers and anything that takes a fluid like that. You're looking at double the service life, the drain intervals, which recommended by the equipment manufacturer. So that's kind of a small information about our small engine oils. They're top of the line. I use them in my Generac generator at home, my mowers at home, anything that I have that has a small engine, generators and things, you know, you're looking at the best protection that you're going to get anywhere.
And welcome back to Snowshoe GNCC. It is the Yamaha Snowshoe GNCC. Rodney Tomlin along with Landon Wolf, LW, and also Mikey Wayne's out and about as he's headed down to Howard's Hole. We got Bevo 14 is going to be in with us in just a few moments, and we've also got Tasha Renfro from On Track Schools as we say good afternoon and welcome. Tasha, glad to have you out here at Snowshoe GNCC. I know that On Track has been a great partner with Amateur Motocross and Loretta Lynch. What's going on right here? It looks like we got a rider coming through.
Yeah, that was Wesley Wolf back in pits. It looks like he had already made his way to the pits because he was leaving the pits. So he must have had an issue, ran back, fixed whatever it was, and looks like he's trying to head back out to the track.
All righty, we'll try to check in with that in a few minutes. But right now, as we were saying, On Track Schools, a great partnership with Amateur Motocross and a lot of great action sports across the board, but now partnering with GNCC Racing and, of course, offering and providing an alternative educational source, not only an alternative, but a very what I would say off the scale type opportunity, because this is no ordinary homeschooling, and this is better than regular schooling in my opinion.
Absolutely, Rodney. Thank you for having me on, first of all. But yeah, On Track's been around for almost 16 years. Andrea Lieb started it when her son Michael Lieb started racing. We've been doing online learning for about 10 years plus, and we've been an accredited school about the same time. So we're a private school online, and we get the extreme athlete, but we also get the student that just needs something to fit into their lifestyle.
Right, and that's one thing that I think people don't realize. You know, every student is different, and you guys take the time and give these students and families opportunities to cater an educational process that will benefit them the most. Not only benefit them in getting through, but will also benefit them in actual learning.
Yeah, absolutely. We pride ourselves on customizing and personalizing each student's curriculum based on what they need. So, you know, we try to get to know those students, and we build those relationships and those connections based on who they are. And that's how we help them be successful.
That's awesome. Now, how does a person, and you don't even have to be an extreme athlete, if you're looking for an alternate educational resource, this is a great thing to look into, because I know with today's temperament, we talked about this yesterday, some folks may not feel comfortable sending their kids to public schools for whatever the reason may be, and this is a great alternative.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, you know, back to the personalizing and customizing, we stick to a traditional school curriculum, and we listen to what your family needs, what's important to your student, what's important to you, and that's how we base our curriculum.
K through 5, and you actually have a K through 12. Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said 5, but K through 12. I think I was thinking elementary school, but yeah. K through 12, and you actually have graduation.
We do. We do a cap and gown graduation every year at Loretta Lynn's. We have a great relationship with MX Sports and the Coons family. Mr. Cotter is amazing. Has always been supportive of us. But we try to make it a big deal for these kids. And we even offer dual credit, so they can get a college education, get college credits, I guess, while they're still going to high school. So again, we just work to support each student for whatever is important to them.
I think that's awesome. Now, how would someone get in contact with On Track Schools to find out more?
Well, I'm here at the event this weekend, and I'm located over by Booter Hill Lift, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, I think Booter something.
Booter something, yeah. So I'm over there. Anyway, I'm next to the CMA folks over there. They're really great neighbors. And then you can visit ontrackschool.com and you know, just check it out there and contact us from there.
Hey, just because you check it out don't mean you're committed. Go ahead, go to ontrackschool.com if you're watching online. If you're here at the track, stop by and see these folks. You might find something that you didn't even know you were looking for.
Absolutely. Thank you, and good luck to everybody out there.
All right, thanks a lot. Tasha Renfro from On Track Schools here with us today, as we are joined back here with Landon Wolf, ALW, if you will, and Bevo Forte from 100% Goggles. I'm just going to say Bevo because it don't matter where you're from, what you do, everybody knows who Bevo is in the world of motorcycle and off-road racing, so it's good to have him. Watching this Howard's Hole section of the track, watching some other sections of the track, L-Dub, what's going on out there, bud?
Well, Howard's Hole was getting rowdier by the minute, but now on screen we have Walker Fowler coming up by the FMF PowerPoint section. This is right at the 10-mile marker, and I mean, he's making this look so smooth. Up the hill, no flaws, and he's just on a mission. So I'm going to try and get a little bit of a timer on him here, which 58:30 going into the woods there. Right before Pro Row, I imagine we are getting close to an hour in, so I would imagine he's going to swing in for some fuel here, as is probably everyone else. But I don't know that we've seen Hunter Hart come through here yet. It looks like Walker Fowler has put the hammer down and checked out.
I tell you, I mean, no better way to leave for the summer break than with a explanation point, and the bigger the explanation point, the more these guys are going to have to think about this. And you know, we saw that tight battling that we saw last round between Hunter and of course Walker Fowler, and Walker might just be trying to set things in check here, you know, let these guys know that, hey, just because you had a good race last time don't mean you're going to be able to do that every time.
Yep, absolutely. But I mean, this is just a statement here. Oh, is that Hunter? Yep, there's Hunter. So he still has to pit. Hunter's going to pit just on the other side of, yep, there it is. Yeah. So we're going to figure, well, we can count here. He pulled in at about 59:30. and he was right behind Walker. He's pulling out at 59.40. He's only 10 seconds down.
Yeah.
So I was mistaken when I said he's checked out on Hunter, because he is not. But I do not. Jared McClure was close behind. We'll see if he's in the pits yet.
You know, I saw someone go by Hunter there just a second ago, and I wasn't sure if it could have been maybe Jared going by or someone going by.
No, I think that was a lap rider. I think I saw that as well. So Hunter Hart, I mean, hanging in there. There's Jared. So he's in the pits now. So
yeah, that's really
he came into pits about 30 seconds after Hunter left pits. So
wow,
he's about 35, 40 seconds down on Hunter Hart is my estimation. But I tell you, Walker just looks smooth. Done with his water there, moving on, and we should have Hunter. There he is. Riding well.
Yeah, I think that gap a little larger than 10, probably double that, near about 18 seconds, I'm thinking.
Yeah, but you know, if you look at the times from last lap, he was 15 seconds down. Now he was in the number 3 spot, but he was 15 seconds down from Walker. So if he keeps it within 15 seconds, he hasn't lost a second to him. So that's huge. And we're almost halfway through. I'm sure they're going to get the 2-lap card here when they come through the finish. And what a race. Hunter Hart hanging in there, riding like he knows how to. There's Jared McClure. Looks like he still has Adam McGill hot behind him. And, you know, maybe those two can hook up and start to make something happen as well.
Yeah, the West Virginia race fans once again recognizing that big 5-2-1, giving him the salute as he makes his way around this snowshoe race course as we welcome Bevo here to the program. Bevo watching this, these guys going in, getting a fresh drink of water, getting themselves some fresh gasoline and fresh goggles. 100% clear vision, I guess, for these guys now, huh?
Well, I'll tell you, this is the first time I've been to Snowshoe, and it won't be the last time. I mean, the festivities around this event are unbelievable. Plus, I'm watching Fowler out there. Is he on a Cadillac?
That's what I was thinking.
His bike sure is handling.
Yep. Yep. No, he is. He's just like a train on rails. He's just rolling through, and he looks smooth. So I was right. 2-lap
the
card.
Cadillac of quads, maybe the Yamaha ATV. I'll tell you right now, that's what probably Yamaha's thinking when they say that. As we see Walker Fowler checking in now for 2 laps complete. Lap number 2, a 31:08. Almost identical lap times from lap time. We got 1 hour and 2 minutes and 13.5 seconds into this race with 2 laps of racing complete. So that was almost
go ahead and hit that refresh. Hunter Hart 18, 3 seconds off of him. He ran a 31:11. Walker Fowler ran a 31:08. So it's consistent. He's hanging in there. He's got to close that gap to make anything happen. But well, one thing I noticed, I just noticed this now, Chris Borch is not in the results.
Oh, very good point.
Yep. And
let's go down here and check the
see if he even came through.
Yeah, I don't see. No, nothing. Chris Borch has not come through at all for 1 lap complete. Yeah.
Shame. Tough day apparently for Chris. Hopefully it was something mechanical and not a crash or something like that. But I thought this was going to be a good spot for him, and I think he thought that as well. But that's racing. You'll have those days.
Yeah, he finished 3rd on the podium at the last race we were here, I think, in 2019. So obviously coming in with a head full of confidence. And Chris needs that right now. I mean, right now is a time that I think Chris needs to see those results for if nothing else, for himself.
Absolutely. So it's and I believe he actually won here two races ago. This is the race that broke his little, I don't want to say this, but his little bit of a dry spell that he had. And, was able to come here in 2018 and snag a win. And
was that the last win that he got, I believe?
No,
he got one more
after. Since then. I think he won here, and then he won Camp Coker.
Yeah, that was the last one.
Yeah, so.
Well, Mikey Waynes has headed out and down to Howard's Hole, where the party seems to be at the Monster Mile. Let's check in with Mikey. Look, Mikey even went prepared. He wore his rain gear down there right now as he's trying to find, I think, a place to talk to us from. But Mikey is going to be giving us an update here and just.
he's trying to find a good spot to stand. He's like, I got to stand in front of the right people.
There you go. There's Ken Hill.
Take a peek.
Yeah, look at Ken down there.
He's looking good.
Mikey's going to stick out like a sore thumb down there, as clean as he is. Come on, throw some mud on that guy.
There's Dylan Acord. He's helping
Mikey's in his element down there.
Mikey's all right. I want you guys to go nuts whenever we go live down here right now.
Here
hey, Mikey, it's to you, buddy.
I think he found his talent.
How are you doing, buddy? We love it here in West Virginia. Snowshoe Local, horns down. All right, help these boys. Help them. Walker Fowler coming through right here.
Oh, perfect timing.
We love the front row seat. I'm taking it back to you guys. I got to clean my eyes out.
Man, that couldn't have been better timing on that. Know. He put that mic on and Walker comes through.
And it did look like he was on a Cadillac.
Yeah, still.
I told you it's the Cadillac of quads. It's the Yamaha.
There's Hunter Hart, and so he's dropped back just a little bit. He was 18 seconds at the finish line. He's down to about maybe 23, 24 here at Howard's Hole. But, you know, like we talked earlier, this could change in an instant, and especially with all these situations like this that we have.
I'm trying to figure, did that guy have a shirt on, or was that the shirt made with mud?
We may never know.
You made that comment a few minutes ago. Now I'm starting to...
You're starting to realize what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, we seriously might not ever know.
I don't know. I can't tell.
All right, so it is Adam McGill is in front of Jared McClure now. Go. Adam McGill has made his way around, and you know, like we talked earlier, I think Adam should be about a minute behind Walker.
Actually, just exactly a minute whenever you start doing the timing right there. Adam is actually behind Walker is only about 20 seconds, because according to timing and scoring right here,
something must have got screwed up there. He wasn't there. It's showing he was 1 second behind Hunter, which
that's
I'm
not the case.
Positive he was not.
31:29.
Well, they said he was in front of Jared at the finish line, so I must have missed that.
Something could have happened there. We didn't.
Yeah, unless I missed that altogether. But like we said earlier, this is the spot for Adam to be in. He started on row 2. We confirmed that, right? Yep. Started on row 2. He's we're gonna by the clock here in Howard's Hole, I estimated around a minute behind Walker. So, you know, and we still got an hour of racing to go. So
yeah, and thing to point out, Adam was physically behind Jared McClure when they came through the finish line. Time adjustment's what puts him in third.
You're right. You're right. So that's why it's showing Adam 1 second down. He was 1 second down from Jared.
Exactly.
Okay. So how far is Jared?
Jared is 39 seconds, so we'll put 40.
So right around a minute.
Yep.
I told you.
Well, I got confused whenever I saw it like that, but it took a minute to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm with you. There's Jay Shadron on screen. We got some of these other guys coming through. Jay Shadron looks like he is in the number 7 spot.
Yeah.
Devin Feehan just in front of him. Another guy having a really good day. He's had some tough luck here recently, and Snowshoe seems to be treating him pretty well.
Yeah.
By the looks of this picture, no one's getting treated well.
Depends how you look at it.
I've been going the races for 50 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is the first tree berm I've ever seen.
Yep.
Using that one tree for a berm.
They'll turn you. They'll turn you for sure. Yeah, sometimes it might be people's ankles.
And Bebo is a true blue witness of the Blackwater 100, the 93 River crossing. So when he says something like that's the first time I ever seen that, that's saying a lot right there.
Well, I told Rodney today, I think when he just said my name, he just announced his 1 million person. I told him to get in the Guinness Book of Records for that.
Yep. And then we started figuring out all the races I've done, all the names that I've announced over the course of time, because one of my biggest pet peeves is to make sure that everybody gets their name said at least one time at every race. Wow, he made me start thinking. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, seriously, think about all the people you've talked about in your day.
All right, now you're dating me and making me sound old now. So,
oh, we got a guy upside down, up over the bars, upside down.
He doesn't stay that way long though.
No. I mean,
look, they picked him up.
Yeah. He didn't even get off the quad. They just turned him and the quad right back over. I wonder if this has got to be a lapped rider. I'm sure it's not a pro in there, but
it could be.
It could be. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not, but oh wait, that might.
Is that?
It might be Josh Merritt, maybe.
I'm surprised they didn't wash him.
All right, I'm taking it. More pro guys coming through. Oh, the number 8 don't care. He don't care. He's letting her eat. He's ripping. He's rolling. I'm having the time of my life right now. I'm telling you what, the hardest working people in the GNCC Racing Nation are these guys right here. Right here. Oh, look out, look out, look out. Somebody help the man. I'm not jumping in and helping her. I don't get paid enough.
Oh my gosh, Mikey.
Mikey says, I don't get paid enough. These guys pay to come do that.
Yeah, they're paying to do it. I don't know. This guy's wheels aren't spinning. I think they're thinking his wheels are spinning, but they're not.
Yeah, I
think he's lost a chain.
Yeah,
something. And there's Kevin Yoho making his way around. I believe that was Josh Merritt that went up over the bars and upside down there. I think it was either him or Feehan, one of the two. But, man, that's going to cost them dearly there. Hopefully, whichever one it was, hopefully it doesn't hurt anything on their bike and they can keep moving forward.
How come he's the only one with mud boots on down there?
He's the only one prepared. He's got a winter jacket on.
Right. Now, come on now. Mikey's hair's never out of place.
No.
So you're telling me he's not in his element right now?
No, for a city boy, he don't do too bad.
No, he does pretty good.
He'll get dirty. He ain't scared to get dirty. He will. He's just a TV personality. He looks good all the time.
He really does. It's like it's never a bad day for.
Is that Wyatt Wilkin? That's Wyatt Wilkin right there.
621, right?
Yeah.
Man, I mean, this is just claiming everybody. You look at Merritt or Feehan, whoever that was that ended up going up over the bars, and now, I mean, everybody's had, other than Walker, it seems like everybody's gotten hung up in here, and it's we were kind of warned this weekend that this might be an easier Howard's Hole than years past, but I am not agreeing with that.
I think it's just, it doesn't matter. I think it's going to be it's going to be challenging no matter what.
Yep.
There went
Walker Fowler out front in the Method Alley. Try and get a time on these. What do we estimated about 20 seconds down in Howard's Hole. That's at about the 1.5 mile marker. We're now at the 4.
Man, I have to wonder. You know, I mean, I know Hunter came into this one starving and hungry, but I just have to think that right now Walker Fowler might have a mission that he might be on today.
Yep, we're well past 20, and I think this is Hunter we have here. We are, we're pushing about 35 seconds, 36 seconds.
You know, I don't mean to sound in any bad way, shape, or form and make Walker sound bad, but I think, honestly, the cheering and everything that was going on for Adam McGill might have fired Walker. Yeah, absolutely. I think it gets under his skin, so he wants to shut everybody up.
All right, well, after you saying that, there's Adam McGill coming through in the number 3 spot. He is within 1 minute of Walker Fowler now.
Wow.
He's about 50. Well, actually, he's less than that because he has a 5-second adjustment. He's almost 50 seconds out of the lead right now. And at the finish, he was a minute. So he's closed in 10 seconds and 4 laps. He's on a move.
Yeah. So don't count out Adam McGill. As we know, the mountains of West Virginia have always treated him well. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the race fans. I don't know if it's something special that comes to life in him, if it's the magic of the mountains itself. But whatever it is, Adam McGill seems to find his flow. We saw it last year in Beckley, West Virginia.
Talk to me. What happened? It sounds like the clutches burn up, man.
Oh, yeah. This crowd out here got me going. I started letting her eat. Clutch burned up in Howard's Hole, but if I had to go out and snowshoe, this is the way to go. There's a lot of beer down here, and I'm going to have a lot of fun no matter what.
All right, the bike's going to have to get towed. Get somebody out there to get him a bike. He's going to enjoy himself. Hey, he's a mud flea now. Back to you guys.
Oh my! Is that Wyatt Wilkin?
I think it might be.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh man!
I looked away there for a second. So
maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's.
I don't think that was.
No,
that's not Wyatt. I was going to say, it don't look like him.
No, I didn't think so either. There looks like Feehan on screen coming through. Somebody stuck there in the main line.
You know, Rodney, the difference between this and the 93 crossing, I think the other generation, there were more women with mud on them.
Well, don't be surprised. You'll probably see that happening before the last. Was it 2 years ago that the women? There was a couple women down there doing pedal dives or something like.
Oh yeah, belly flops right in the mud hole.
Yeah.
Jay Shadron coming through. Yeah, it gets. I mean, we're only halfway through this race. We got a lot to see yet down in Howard's Hole.
Well, I talked to Jeff Russell today, and he told me how it got its name. Howard got his 2 dozers or 3 dozers stuck down there.
See, that's
Howard is Jeff's father.
Jeff's father, who did reclamation and track prep and different things like that for many years. But he got a bulldozer stuck down there. Then they stuck another bulldozer trying to get the one bulldozer unstuck. And then they stuck another bulldozer. So basically, that's how it became known as Howard's Hole, because Howard is one of the greatest operators of anybody I've ever met in my life. You never saw him get in a situation or a circumstance like that. And he got 3 of them like that.
A bulldozer.
Bulldozer.
It's not even a 4-wheeler. Yeah, no. That's the it is a serious mud hole down there, man. GNCC people talk about that all year long, and like you say, we got our own T-shirt for it this year, and it's a big deal.
It is.
Well, you know, it's not only a mud hole because there's like hidden rocks. If it was just mud and ruts, it's a different story.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you start running in, your front wheel starts running into a rock, it slows you down.
It takes on a life of its own.
Yep, so here we have Hunter Hart coming through. We just had Walker Fowler coming through. Now we should be waiting on Adam McGill. We'll see if he is...
Bridging next.
No, he lost some time. This is all just my estimations.
Well, we still got a few more seconds back to Hunter. Or there's Adam.
There's Adam. So he is about 1:10 behind Walker, which... with time adjustment makes him 1:05 down. So,
but actually he's a lot closer to Hunter if that has
yes,
any bearing.
He is closing in on Hunter, but Walker is pulling away just a hair. So still doable, but he's going to want to get the party rolling.
So, you know, you can tell by the way these riders are getting on the brakes and binders right here that's kind of a little steep drop-off. I don't think the camera's doing quite justice as to what the terrain changes and the challenges are here.
Every lap this morning there was somebody stuck right there every single lap. So it is. It's a very steep downhill with a bunch of rocks and a hairpin right-hand corner. So.
And you know, again, people don't recognize, I think, a lot of the challenges that riders have whenever they're watching this on TV. They think, oh, that's not a big deal. That's not. But I mean, just like a few moments ago when we were watching, you said that hill's a lot steeper that they were climbing up the FMF PowerPoint.
Got towed in.
Oh man.
So it was a bike. At least it wasn't him. He's must be healthy. But there is Chris Borch in. Never completed a lap.
Wow.
Tough day.
Heartbreaker for Chris Borch, but definitely a barn burner for a few others. Walker Fowler trying to lay down the law here in West Virginia. Will he claim rights to the mountain here this year? Will Hunter Hart step up, or can Adam McGill make magic happen here on McGill's Mountain? Stick around to find out. GNCC Live continues after this.
Born of family values and a homegrown work ethic, Cometic Gaskets seals your machine so you can focus on the finish line. Cometic Gaskets are the competitive standard for racers who demand the very best. Cometic Gaskets are constructed from superior materials designed to perform in the most demanding environment, whether it's championships on the line or a day in the dirt with friends. Professionals and enthusiasts depend on Cometic. Cometic Gaskets, sealing championships since 1989.
AMSOIL runs on freedom and has since 1972. We changed the industry by formulating the first API-qualified 100% synthetic motor oil. The rest of the market has been trying to follow our lead ever since. But a head start is a head start. We punish our products firsthand in our world-class laboratories and beyond. Because some things can't be learned from a test tube. Run with us.
Last season was my best season ever by far. I won a lot of races. I won a championship, and it was also my first year using ARMA. And one of the things I noticed was just my ability to string good days together. You know, like especially in the summertime in Florida where you're riding every day and the heat index is 108 degrees and you're doing 230s and going to the gym and bicycle and all that stuff. I think in the past I've been super inconsistent day to day. Yeah, I may have a good race here or a good day during the week there, but overall I think where I improved the most was my consistency in my recovery.
RV Superstore is family owned and operated and stake their reputation on offering you the finest RVs available in their McBee, South Carolina RV dealership. Brown's RV Superstore carries motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers, and toy haulers, and keep a huge inventory of new and used RVs in stock for you to choose from. They offer top dollar for your RV trade-in and help you get the RV financing you need. As a part of the GNCC family, Brown's RV Superstore, in partnership with Vengeance Toy Haulers, offers sponsorship packages for every level of racer with discounts and continued savings on your new toy hauler. Brown's RV Superstore has dedicated themselves to complete customer satisfaction, specializing in providing a positive start to your RV adventure. They look forward to customers coming back to share their tales from the road. Call Brown's RV Superstore today at 877-805-3658 or visit their website at brownsrvsuperstore.com, where family fun begins.
Rightfully so.
And welcome back to GNCC Live on RacerTV.com. Rodney Tomlin along with Landon Wolf, also Vivo Forte, and our good buddy Mr. Mikey Waynes down at Howard's Hole. And, of course, all the amateurs that are going through the hole as well, traversing the track here at GNCC. As we know, 95% of the riders that race these races are all amateur riders, so we have an opportunity to spotlight some of these riders, starting with our College A class today, the 16 to 21-year-old Steve Harrell leading James Galata. Dalton Keys in the number 3 spot. Nathan Dearborn is 4th, and Chase Allison in the number 5 spot. In the Junior A 22+ class, Jay Shadron not only leading that class, but is also an amazing top 10, call it 7th place overall. Alan Blavos back in the number 2 spot. Jeremy LaDonna top ringer in this one in 3rd. Chris Leak in 4th, and Alex Alioff rounding out the top 5. It's AJ Kuntz leading the Vet A30+ class with Big Papa P himself. Jeff Pickens back in the number 2 spot. Zach Phillips is 3rd, James Green in 4th, and Brad Whitehead in the number 5 spot. This is a good battle going on in that Vet A30+ class. It always is between AJ and
Jeff. Brian Shaw leading the senior 840 plus class with Chris Conklin in second. Michael Hayes is third. Mark Batson in the number 4 spot. Our good buddy, Mr. Todd Muscala, the Marlboro man, rounds out your top 5 here today. Looking next at the College B, 16 to 21-year-olds, Chance Hickey from Middletown, Delaware, leading John Ashcraft with Kai Arbogast in the number 3 spot. It's Colton Dobbs out of Glen Easton, West Virginia in 4th, and another Mountaineer, Christopher Howard, rounding out the top 5. Henry Moore in the number 1 spot out of Oakland, Maryland of the Junior B 22 plus class. It's Nick Blaney in the number 2 position with Ethan Helbig in 3rd. Nick May is your 4th place ride. William Wallace rounds out the top 5. The Vet B30 plus class sees Ben Dunlap leading David Kite in this one in the number 2 spot. Stephen Burt in the number 3 position. Jason Ellis in 4th. And it's Kenneth Rich Jr. rounding out the top 5. His dad, 65 years old, still racing in the morning class races and winning. Josh Adams, senior B40 plus class leader there out of Sailorsburg, Pennsylvania. Dave Ashby in 2nd. Richie McCauley in the number 3 spot out of Elkins, West Virginia. Ivo Pahalik is 4th. And Chad Judy rounding out your top 5 also out of Elkins, West Virginia. And, of course, Walker Fowler leading them all in that XC1 Pro Class. Hunter Hart in 2nd. Adam McGill in 3rd. Jerry McClure 4th. And Cole Richardson rounds out your top 5 in class here today and currently in the overall. It's Ronnie Rush leading Wyatt Wilkin at last check-in there in the XC2 Pro-Am class with Brandon Owens in the number 3 spot. Ben Kowalewski in 4th. And Tanner Walker rounding out your top 5. And that College A class, once again, we started out with that one. Steve Harrell leading that one, as we said, as we pick the action back up here on the trail at, looks like about 7 minutes and 46 seconds away, and about a minute, or excuse me, 1 lap in about 7 minutes I would say left to go on this one, with lap times being right around 30 minutes, actually just over 30 minutes at 31 minutes. We should be perfect for a 4-lap race. Should put us somewhere in the neighborhood of about an hour and 4 minutes, or 2 hours and 4 minutes when it's all said and done.
Yeah, about perfect. They ended up being about 30-minute lap times, and it's going to make for just the right amount of time for a 2-hour race.
Well, as we continue to watch some of the craziness down at the Monster Mile, the crowd still just packed in there. And the thing about it is, we talk about camera shots not doing justice. We can't even see the crowd that is down there. We're just seeing a small sector of what's going on.
This is just this area. I mean, I guess this is Howard's Hole, but this mud section goes another 200 yards that way, the way the camera's pointing right now. I mean, this isn't the only section here, but as you can see, the fans are getting rowdy, loving life, having a good time down there.
Well, they can really tell when the camera's on them, huh?
I don't know if they're getting a thumbs up from the cameraman saying, so much you got.
Bevo, this is a good question to ask, man. When you're going through here, obviously goggles are a very, very critical part of your day when you come to Howard's Hole or something like that. And the beauty of it is, man, and that's what I like about the companies and 100% goggles. You guys are out testing these things in these types of conditions all the time.
Yeah, we just introduced our new Armega film system, which is really state-of-the-art. There's actually a plastic cover that you put on top of your goggle that actually the film runs under it on the top and over it on the bottom, so you get less chance of getting dirt between it. And when we put that on, you could adapt our tear-offs on it up to like 12 or 15 tear-offs.
Wow, and that can give you a lot of time. I mean, especially if you're good at tearing just one at a time.
That's a challenge.
It is.
That's a skill.
It does take. But now you can probably answer this, Len. You've raced at the intense XC1 level. You are currently racing at a very intense 4x4 Pro level as well. Obviously, goggles are very, very critical out there. I mean, something I've always wondered, because you see these riders, they come in, they got the tear. How long will a set of tear-offs, a new set of goggles, last you throughout the course of a lap?
They can last you pretty long time. Like he was just saying, you can run these roll-offs now, which it's a 50-millimeter roll, right? It's a big wide roll that goes across the goggle, and then on top of that, for races like this, you know, I think they normally call them hole shot tear-offs, go on top of the roll-offs, and I usually run 2 to 3 of them. So, you know, with a hole shot, it's not so bad in a dry race, obviously, but even here at Snowshoe with the little bit of mud we had, I did run 2 different sets of goggles just because I like to get a fresh set on, makes me feel good. But I could easily make it 2 hours with 1 set of goggles. Obviously, there's some conditions that change that, but no, I mean, the technology that these goggle companies have these days and the changes that they've made, you know, I know back in the day they probably just did the old the old windshield wiper with the finger.
Ask me back in the day.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, what did you do before the roll-offs and tear-offs and things like that?
At one point in the history of goggles, if you put more than 6 tear-offs on, it just was terrible.
Walker Fowler on the screen
couldn't see through it, huh?
And I imagine that's because they were too thick and you couldn't see through them. Now, I mean,
then we went to
the laminated.
The laminates, and the laminate, the book, you could put up to, if you're just using tear-offs, 21.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. So, and that's what most of these dirt bike guys do these days, and I even do it. Not many quad guys do it. I do, and I think I'm one of the very few that does run tear-offs on quads. Just not many people do for some reason, but yeah, the laminated system has made huge improvements. But we just had Walker Fowler on screen coming up the FMF PowerPoint. He should be jumping into.
Yeah, and he has what appears to be an even bigger lead than what we were looking at over Hunter Hart a bit ago. So, you know, we're talking closer and closer to well over at least getting in that minute plus range. Tough break there for Hunter in some respects, but he's still solid in that number 2 position. So you really can't take anything away from what's going on there in his program either.
No, I mean, Hunter's riding a spectacular race. He just needs to worry about what's coming behind him at this point. I think we've probably established that if nothing happens to Walker, I mean, he's in a very good position right now. But I say we have a big battle brewing for that second place spot. Now, Adam McGill for sure has the upper hand, considering he's out of the 3 battling for second. He's the only one on the second row. So he doesn't even technically need to be in front of them. But either way, it looks like he's putting on a charge to come by Hunter as well. He's already gotten by Jared.
Hey, shout out to Nick V down there, our camera guy. You see him walking with the camera on his shoulder down there. That guy right there gets into everything and is probably really giving us some really great shots in this season. So I just want to shout out to Nick Vosberg. Great job. There's Walker Fowler once again as he makes his way back down the other side of the FMF PowerPoint now.
He's looking pretty confident when he starts waving to the fans.
Giving a couple people a thumbs up. Yeah, that's good. So, I mean, he's got a smooth trip right into the finish line here, and he's going to get the white flag. And
I think that's my buddy Tim Davis down there watching.
He probably knows you're looking at him right now.
Tim is a big Bryson Neal fan, but I think since Bryson's been gone, he's becoming a big Walker Fowler fan now.
Well, yeah. He likes winners.
Well, actually, no. I mean, he is a Walker Fowler fan. I was just giving.
Oh, Jared McClure back in front of Adam. So here we have Hunter coming down the FMF PowerPoint, but Jared McClure, I'm pretty positive I saw him come through Pro Row before Adam McGill. So I don't know what happened there, but able to make some moves.
Yep, that's them. Eric Lowe, Tim Davis, Hatima.
Is that where you told them to stand?
No, I did not. They're just good at finding camera spots, I guess.
Yep, here comes.
They've been here since Wednesday. They were the 2nd people that came to the mountain, I think, this year.
Yep, there's Jared. Jared got back, and he's even giving a little fist bump.
Yeah.
Everybody likes your friends, Rodney.
Well, my friends like everybody. They like racing, man. I mean, they're like me. They like racing. They like racers, and they like people who put up the challenge. Look at that. I thought Adam McGill was going to get behind.
Your one buddy's down.
We got that, Tim.
Oh, man.
Are they snowshoe mountain greeters?
They aren't this week. They're actually, believe it or not, they come from the country of Michigan.
The country. Yep, so it looks like, I can't quite tell who we have. Cole is after Jared. I don't know that I saw Cole on screen just yet, but man,
you know,
I'd love to know what happened to Adam. I mean, he was really moving forward quickly. He had the ball rolling, and something must have had a hiccup somewhere, and Jared slipped back by him, and Jared's still in contention to grab a hold of Hunter yet, so which looks like we got Walker Fowler.
Well, I tell you what, Jace Hadron's a pretty good chance right now. We might be seeing him move up physically on the race course as well as time adjustments, because I mean, we're looking right now, he's running behind Devin Feehan. He's only 14 seconds physically behind Feehan. Feehan running in the number 6 spot. Shadron listed on time adjustments at 7th right now. So man, Feehan, you pointed that out earlier. We might see something more out of this than what we recognize as this race wears on.
Yep, I knew that, and this is just Jay's type of track. He's a very technical rider. He's good when it comes to rocks and mud holes and kind of picking your line and taking your time, and yeah, it's working out. It's working out well for him. And you know, there's a lot of these XC1 riders that have gotten really good. Jared McClure being one of them. Adam McGill, obviously. I don't know that Walker. I mean, Walker's good. Seems to be good everywhere, but he's never really been known for the gnarly tracks for him to be the favorite, you know. But he's proven us wrong today.
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of things going on with Walker. I mean, you know, he had the couple of races where he was having the issues. If you talked with him, a lot of the equipment with this day and time, you know, I guess some of the manufacturers and part suppliers are sending substandard parts, so to speak, you know, and some of them were different lengths. So, you know, I think once Mark Knopman got that all figured out and got the bike back to actually being more normal, I think we're seeing a totally different ride by Walker Fowler now,
you know, if there's one thing I've learned in this life, it's you can always count on Mark Knopman.
Isn't he the greatest?
Yeah, he is. He's an awesome dude, and him and Walker are a perfect team.
They are, and I can't believe that Walker lets so many people use him as their mechanic.
Well, you
White flag.
You know who his newest Mark's newest rider is, right? Hunter Hart.
Oh, well, that right there is showing a whole lot.
Yeah.
Bevo, I guess you got to get out of here. Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah, I mean, I got to go to the finish line and see what's happening at the finish line.
Well, that's where the excitement's going to be right
that's
now.
That's where the goggle guy ends up. Goggles are out next.
Yeah.
But thanks for having me on here, Rodney. And I'd like to thank MX Sports. They did a great job here this weekend. And your color commentator, I'm pretty impressed with him. Don't come to motocross, because I spot for television. I could lose my job.
Hey, this guy right here, spot on.
He knows everything.
He does.
I've been around these guys a long time, and I've listened to Rodney for a long time as well. So between the two of those things, a little bit of experience. But thank you, appreciate it.
Hey, I'd like to wish everybody luck. Everybody drive home safe. And one important thing, God bless America.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Brother. God bless you too, Bevo.
Yep. We just had Walker Fowler come through on screen there. Last time through Howard's Hole, everything went about as smoothly as he could have wanted it to. So, you know, there's certainly a lot of other tough sections out here on this snowshoe. Oh, we got somebody down in the mud hole. Yeah, so Walker Fowler, last time through Howard's Hole, he made it through.
Oh, look at this. Mikey had he's still muddy. You didn't make it out unscathed. You look like one of the mud fleas, dude. Wow.
I feel alive. The ironic part is I got hit in the eye on the way to Howard's Hole.
Yeah.
We're going up the big hill to get there. My eye gets smoked. My left eye's bloodshot. I can't see anything.
Yeah, Hunter Hart. That was a lapped rider giving Hunter Hart a little bit of a tough time, and now Hunter Hart gets hung up. Yeah, Mikey, your eye's looking rough, man.
Yeah, I might go see an EMT, have them flush it, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can still see out of it, sort of.
Huh?
I can still, yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. Yeah, you might want to have that checked out.
Wow.
Yeah,
there's McGill on screen.
There's McGill, and I believe that was Jared right there in front of him as well. So that Jared has to be at least 5 seconds in front of Adam McGill.
We talked about lappers being a factor in this race as the race wore on. One thing is they haven't been a huge factor, but what little bit they have been, I mean, obviously
here.
Yeah, they're just that right there coming out of the crowd like that, and he just cuts Hunter off. Hunter loses that momentum, which I think causes this right here to happen.
Yep.
and he gets held up for just a few seconds. So, you know, it's little things like that that go from an 18-second deficit to a 47.6 deficit to a 55-second deficit or 50-second deficit or so that we probably will be seeing here pretty soon because of incidents just like that right there.
Yep. And you know, that was minor, but those types of situations, if that would have knocked Hunter sideways and he would have got tangled up on that rock, he could have went from second to fourth in a split second.
In a split second, especially the way those guys are trying to close in on them. We got, if we look at timing and scoring right now, update things. As we know, Adam McGill is now physically in the third place position as well as on the time adjustments. It says that he is 8.5 seconds behind the rider in front of him, and if that's the case, that would be Hunter Hart. So he is inching so much closer to that second place position. But
remember Jared was in front
that's
of him.
right. He did. It's the time adjustment.
So he's 8.5 seconds behind Jared, 30 seconds behind Hunter, which is technically 25.
Okay, so thank you for pointing that out.
I got your back.
What is that up in the tree right there? Is that a fan?
It might be.
Oh, I don't know. I can't see, man. They've got a tree going all crazy over there. But anyway, that's the kind of crazy that it wouldn't surprise me to see the trees start bending over here pretty soon.
Another one I think we should touch on quick is Devin Feehan having a spectacular ride today. He's had, like I said earlier in the show, he's had some bad luck this year. He's had some tough races, some DNFs, and coming out of Snowshoe with a running fifth right now.
Right, that's good. So yeah, fifth place position, and that drops Cole Richardson back to the number 7 spot as Jay Shadron gets ahead of Cole Richardson on time adjustment right now. If we look at this,
Jay Shad. So Jay Shad
is about 20 seconds behind physically, but
I'd love to know how far Jay is out of. He's got to be a good bit behind Devin. He can't. Well,
let's see here. I can try to sort this out for you.
Yeah, he's over a minute behind Devin.
Yeah,
so.
a minute and 4 seconds actually.
Yeah,
physically.
So, and I know he probably started on about the same row as Devin. So yeah, he's got a little bit to go to the number 5 spot, and that there was definitely a pro rider. Kind of looked like John Glotta. And this here, I don't know. Can't quite tell. They're getting dirtier by the minute. Makes it tough.
And Jared Bolton in the riders meeting said, "This is a drier track than we're used to. You're not going to see nearly as much mud." But I'm not saying he's not telling the truth, but the mud that we're seeing obviously is.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, and it definitely there's a lot less water. It seems like.
Yeah.
The mud though. Oh. There was a ghost ride there. Four-wheeler came into shot, no rider. But he's back on quick and moving, just a lapped rider coming through. Waiting for some, we should be back to the John Glotta, Josh Merritt, Ronnie Rush, I believe.
Yeah, Ronnie's
unless we missed a few. It looks like they started taking a new line through there, and it was kind of hard to see him there and see who was coming through. Should be seeing Walker Fowler on screen here soon at the Method Alley at the 4-mile marker. That should be only about 8 miles from the finish, so as long as he holds it together and rides a smooth race like I'm sure he knows how to, today will be his day.
Man, sitting watching this, thinking back over time and the many things that have taken place here at Snowshoe Mountain, the crazy things, the riders that win on time adjustments, how close we've had the battles and on time adjustments when it's all said and done.
Yep.
I remember Thad Duvall nearly won from the XC2 many years ago. We seen Brian Wolf, I think, was an XC2 rider, won the ATV.
Brian Wolf was a big one here at Snowshoe there for a couple years.
So here we go. Adam, your mic is open, and we are waiting on Walker Fowler to come in now, and still now there's some of the lap traffic that's ahead of him. That doesn't mean he's going to necessarily have to contend with it, but when they start getting this bunched up, as we are anticipating the arrival of those leaders, you know that they are approaching that. So this could, again, when you're looking at the gap, nearly a minute or so or better,
he's got some room to spare.
Yeah,
but you look at what we have on screen here, and once Walker comes through, I'm sure we'll pan the camera and get to see the other side, but You know, there he is right there. You come into a section like this and you have 6 lappers in front of you, 5 lappers in front of you. There's not much room for these guys to get out of the way, and it could cost you a good bit of time pretty easily. So Walker does not look like he is back down at all, though. I mean, he is on a mission.
On a mission. Very steady, very focused, it looks like, and very purpose-driven here today in the mountains of West Virginia.
Mikey Waynes is out. He's out behind our trailer here. He's dumping water into his eyeball out of a water bottle. Howard's Hole has claimed you.
I can't talk. You can't see. Tomorrow's going to be a rough day, Mikey Waynes. Guess what? You got a spot back in the show again tomorrow. You and Johnny Gallagher could call this one, I think.
I've got some personal affiliation with the 9-2 guys, but I got to be loyal to GNCC sponsorship. Bevo was just up here with 100%. I'm thinking next year I put on some 100% goggles, and then we'll do Howard.
Yeah. You've learned your lesson.
I got it dialed now.
So Hunter Hart now about 55 seconds down from Walker Fowler, which I guess that's about what he
had 47, and then he lost that 3 or 4
Adam
seconds.
McGill on screen there. Jared McClure. Jared bobbles. Jared. And he hangs on to it.
Wow.
Hangs on to it. So they are only 10, 12 seconds behind Hunter Hart. So this could still get interesting by the end of this lap.
Talk about this section of the racetrack. What's so challenging about this? I see the ruts are starting to develop. We're seeing some rocks and roots exposed and things of that nature.
I know we say it over and over, but camera does no justice. This is a hillside here. It looks flat. It's not.
Okay, I was going to say, I was sensing some off-camber in this.
Yeah, this is a hillside, and I don't know why it looks like a flat area there, but it's not, and it's dark dirt, which is weird because this is the only spot in Snowshoe or this year's track that we found this, but very tight, very technical, off camber, lots of roots, and then shortly after this you make a right-hand turn and you go down the hill, probably a half mile, 3/4 of a mile of just solid rock. So this is one of the slowest and toughest parts of the track. There's Devin Feehan on screen, and what a race out of him.
Yeah, and as I was noticing, they're kind of drifting to the right there, and that usually indicates an off camber.
Yep. Great ride out of him today. What a push he's put on, and sitting, he's kind of out in no man's land there in fifth place. He's a little bit too far back to start jumping in with the number 4 spot, and he's got plenty of room, plenty of breathing room for anybody behind him.
Yeah, looking, speaking of behind him, it would be Jay Shadron from the Junior A 22 Plus class. He is a minute and 4 seconds behind him, man, when they checked in last time.
So what was it like down there, Mikey?
Oh, everything you'd hope and dream.
Everything you'd imagine.
It was crazy.
Were the girls?
Yeah, there were a few ladies. Yeah. I was teasing. I saw Wesley Wolf's dad down there, and he was fairly clean. I said, Wesley didn't see a lot of this last weekend, did he? He's like, no, but he had a great race. He saw the podium. So,
exactly.
It's cool to see him down there talk about that, and then
it's funny.
Yeah, it's a good time down there. I got to tell people, like, you come to Snowshoe if you've never been down there. If you don't mind getting very, 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 very dirty, go.
You just got to bring a spare pair of clothes.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
some goggles, apparently.
That's learned my lesson.
Yeah, no, it's good. It looks crazy down there. And I was kind of mentioning while you were down there, that isn't the only spot that people are at.
Oh, for sure.
It's like a good bit away, each direction. There's people all over the place. We're just seeing one piece of Howard's Hole.
Yeah, well, I got down there and I said, okay, where are the muddiest, nastiest dudes within a camera shot? So I hooked up with those boys. They were excited.
Yeah.
I gave them the disclaimer. I said, all right, no foul language, no nudity, and you guys are money, and we can keep this thing going.
And otherwise, we're shutting it down.
They behaved just fine.
They behaved.
I was thinking that as we turned the mic over to you, I was like, holding my breath just a little bit.
I was waiting. I figured there'd be something come out of there.
I keep the thumb on the mute button just in case.
Just in case it starts to go south. So look here, we just talked about having these tight technical sections. Hunter is heading right into there behind like 4 or 5 lapped riders.
They were really close going
in. And look who is right behind him. Jared McClure within, what, 5 seconds?
Yeah, 10, at least
Hunter
10,
Hart.
yeah.
And Hunter Hart is in one of the tightest sections of the track with 4 or 5 lappers right in
This
front
could
of
be a section, when they come out the other side, there could be a change to the whole face of this
yeah,
second, third, and fourth place.
And I guess
rise.
the next spot we'll see them is at the FMF Power Point at the 10-mile marker. And again, Adam McGill has the upper hand here. I mean, if he sits right where he is, he gets second place. So they have closed in big time. You know, they had at least a 15-second gap, 12, 15-second gap at the last spot, and they're within 5 now. So,
well, whenever they came through the finish line, they were 27 seconds behind
Hunter.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. So those two, and I mentioned that when they came down the PowerPoint, those two together could be dangerous. And
there you go.
Proof in the pudding, Mikey.
I like it. I could go for some pudding.
Yeah. Hey, we were talking about Wesley Wolf a few moments ago, and I briefly mentioned it during the opening ceremonies, but congratulations to Wesley.
Absolutely.
You mentioned the podium. He was at Sunset Ridge at the ATV showdown down there, AMA Pro ATV Motocross Round 5. That's his second podium of 2021. He got a podium at Daytona ATV Supercross, and in some of the most demanding sands that you're going to find other than Redbud probably. He got a third place over there this past weekend, so congratulations to him.
I know you talked about that early in the season, Rodney, how Wesley has kind of shifted his focus. Hey, this is going to be my primary focus, and then GNCC, training and fun, essentially.
Yeah, and it seems to be working out quite well for him because he's doing well in ATV motocross and having fun in GNCC. Walker Fowler having the time of his life right now as he's enjoying nearly a minute lead over Hunter Hart. Jared McClure, Adam McGill battling it out for the number 3 spot. Will it be a battle for second when it's all said and done? Stick around to find out. Less than a lap to go here at Snowshoe. GNCC Live continues after this.
Even when you're the best, you never stop striving to be better. With over 40 years of experience in motorcycle sales and service, we know racing. Our inventory of Yamaha motorcycles, sport bikes, dirt bikes, ATVs, and side-by-sides is extensive and constantly changing. Stop by LoJack Cycle Sales today in Tarentum, Pennsylvania, and visit our online inventory at www.lojacks.com. Yamaha YZs. It's why we ride.
Hi, my name is Andrea Lieb, the director of On Track School. How would you like to go to a school where we take into consideration how students learn best? Well, we do that because we find if we can build the curriculum around the things you are interested in, you're going to do a better job. The mission at On Track School is that educational success is possible while chasing your dreams. Not only will our staff help students to achieve success, they will cheer you on to the finish line. We encourage you to check out On Track School at ontrackschool.com, where we can help you chase your dreams and still get a quality education.
We are American Motorcyclists. We are members of the American Motorcyclist Association. Racers, fans, and crew. We come together for this sport we love, to race together, to grow together. We start young and not so young. We race motorcycles and ATVs. We become friends, we become family. We compete for weekend bragging rights and national championships. We make memories on the toughest off-road courses in the country and on the best motocross tracks in the world. Some of us aspire to the speed and poise of road racing or the fierce competitiveness of American flat track. And we honor our greatest champions in the AMA Motorcycle Hall of Fame. Through it all, we cheer, we win, and we lose. We are racing. We are the AMA. Race with us. Be part of the greatest sport in the world. Be an American motorcyclist. Join us today at www.amajoin.com/join-now.
Brown's RV Superstore is family owned and operated and stake their reputation on offering you the finest RVs available in their McBee, South Carolina RV dealership. Brown's RV Superstore carries motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers, and toy haulers, and keep a huge inventory of new and used RVs in stock for you to choose from. They offer top dollar for your RV trade-in and help you get the RV financing you need. As a part of the GNCC family, Brown's RV Superstore, in partnership with Vengeance Toy Haulers, offers sponsorship packages for every level of racer with discounts and continued savings on your new toy hauler. Brown's RV Superstore has dedicated themselves to complete customer satisfaction, specializing in providing a positive start to your RV adventure. They look forward to customers coming back to share their tales from the road. Call Brown's RV Superstore today at 877-805-3658 or visit their website at brownsrvsuperstore.com, where family fun begins.
This week in Yamaha history takes us back to June 23rd, 2007. It was the first ever Snowshoe GNCC as we paid tribute to the Blackwater 100. As always, the key players were there. Riders like Bill Balance, Matt Smiley, Adam McGill, William Yoakley, Chris Jinks, Brian Cook, Santo DeRisi, Jared McClure, Brian Baker, Ryan Morphew, Dwayne Johnson, Johnny Gallagher, and many, many more. On this day, it seemed to be a battle of the killer bees in the early part of it, at least in the early days of that, as Chris Bithell, Bill Balance, and Chris Borch got off to the early lead. But it wasn't long before Matt Smiley found himself in the number 3 position. As the race day wore on, he actually moved himself into a number 2 spot for a little while and led the number 3 spot of Chris Borch for several laps until that final lap when they tried to close in on the number 1 of Bill Balance. However, on that day, Bill Balance had started out in a second place position at the end of lap number 1, but he would not be denied, taking over the lead on lap number 2 and not looking back. And at the checkers, a near 35-second lead for Bill Balance, taking the first ever win here at Snowshoe Mountain Resort, marking it as obviously one of the greatest wins in his career, and rightfully so. To stake claims like that in places like this, no doubt would certainly be a great and memorable moment. Chris Borch would come across the line in the number 2 spot. Matt Smiley would finish up 3rd, but it would be all Bill Balance that day on his Yamaha on this day in Yamaha history. And welcome back to GNCC Live here at Snowshoe Mountain Resort in 2021. Wow. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a few moments. But yesterday, as we always do the tradition, living strong, the ISDE fundraiser golf tournament. Stu Baylor down there having himself a little bit of a good time as knocked himself off his own feet there, if you would, Landon Wolf. These guys, I'm just going to put it this way. They had a great time. Todd Ely there from T-Lee Energy Racing. There's Jonathan.
No.
If you notice, he missed the ball. And
yeah, but he got some grass.
Yeah, Stu Baylor gives the ball a drink, and he gets a hold of it finally. But look, 15 yards.
What a hit.
He better stick with motorcycle racing is all I got to say.
Yeah.
Stu Baylor probably the same thing, but regardless, he's got a smile as big as anything.
Oh, my goodness.
Liam Draper and Johnny Gerard having themselves an overly extended good time, it looks like.
These guys are wild. These guys are on another level.
They are, and for these guys, normally these guys are so stone-faced when they're at the racetrack with each other, and they don't get to do that kind of, you get to be,
go hang out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
be easy
and
with each other.
I think that's why they, it is such a special time when they get to go do things like that for the ISDE team. they're all buddies, but they all compete against each other week in and week out. They get to go there and finally let loose, have some fun with one another, and not see who's winning the race the whole time.
Exactly, and you don't need to hate each other all the time because, good Lord, you guys have got the most things in common. You should be best friends, you know?
Absolutely, and that's why I think events like that, they just bring out the best. Everybody gets together. You get to do things that you don't get to do with those people normally, and everybody just has a blast. And what a great fundraiser for the USA ISDE team. Where are they going this year? Italy, am I right? I believe.
I'm not even sure.
I'm pretty sure Italy this year. So they have the team picked out. They got a stout lineup.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't realize that they were actually. And then I seen that they were doing the ISDE qualifiers, and then I was like, oh, doggone it, they are. And then I seen Auntie talking.
We skipped last year.
Yeah, I saw Auntie talking to different people and heard him talking to different people about being on the team and things like that. And I was like, good Lord, I didn't realize that was coming up so quick.
Yeah.
But, awesome. Hopefully the USA will go back and bring that trophy back again.
Yeah, absolutely. They've had some stellar years in the past out there.
Recent years, anyway. Yeah.
We're missing Stu Baylor on the lineup this year. Just I'm not exactly sure why, but I imagine it's because he's got a kid on the way. But it's their lineup is second to none, I think, and wish them all the best and all the success over there in what I believe is Italy.
Right, and of course, Stu talking about a baby. I think that they're anticipating he could be a daddy by the end of the weekend. If
he better. I was talking to him earlier this week. I heard his wife Jade. I heard she is about to pop. So
and you yourself you and your wife are expecting as well, right?
Yep, we're a little bit behind Stu and Jade. We're my wife's due in October, and we're gonna have what's looking like the same issue. It's right on Iron Man. So tough. But
I like the question Mikey Wayne's posed to you whenever you came.
Every time. Yeah, good fun though. Yeah.
I was going to say it, then I thought I better not. It'll make it. Not that he didn't say anything bad.
No,
your wife might string him up if she heard what he said.
Yeah.
And he didn't mean anything bad.
No, it was.
And we're making it only worse right now. I think is what's happening. All right, let's turn our attention back to racing. We're 2 hours into this one. We should be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 3 minutes from checker flag, if my calculations are correct. According to timing and scoring, they're saying 4 minutes, so we're right in that neighborhood.
We got to be seeing them pop out here any second.
Absolutely, as we are in the drive home for the closing moments of the Yamaha Snowshoe GNCC, and a big weekend and a week, I should say, for the folks at Yamaha, as they are out in full force. They're giving away a TTR 110, I believe. They're also giving away T-shirts. They had the Yamaha GNCC University here this weekend, and they got Stu Baylor on the T-shirt. I mean, there's a lot of great things. They got Walker Fowler out front in this.
Walker Fowler out front. It's looking promising for Stu Baylor to have a shot at a win. I mean, it could be a big Yamaha week, and I believe they're doing signing up for the giveaway in the village. Am I right?
Yep.
In the village, they have a nice setup up there, right in the center of the village. So. Big weekend for Yamaha. Big week for Yamaha.
Yeah, I'm going to be giving that motorcycle away tomorrow.
Here we go. There he is. There's the man.
Here at the 10-mile mark of the FMF Power Point, putting the power to the ground. Here comes Walker Fowler in the closing and waning moments of the Yamaha Snowshoe GNCC. And I'll tell you, just as fast and as effortless at the same time, Walker Fowler here on this final lap of racing as he was on lap number 1.
Yeah, seriously, and I am just anxious to see these next couple guys come out. I know, obviously, we're all excited.
Remember, the last time we saw them, they ducked down in the woods. Hunter Hart had about 4 lap riders in front of him. He also had within 10-15 seconds.
5 seconds, probably.
Adam McGill and Jared McClure.
Yep. So I think that's going to be the battle for the day. It looks like after Walker Fowler gets through pro pits here and just through that one little piece of woods, it's pretty much smooth sailing about a mile and a half to the finish, but it's all open roads. Look at that. Hunter Hart's got some decals on top of his trailer. Whoa, what is
that? That was
Walker.
Walker getting a little bit sideways coming out of that pro pits. I don't know if he was stopping to say hey to somebody or what.
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, just thought I'd check in and make everybody excited for a second.
Yeah, so on the home stretch, looks like pro pits are pretty much cleared out. Everybody's done head over to the finish line area. And here we just wait for that battle for the number 2 spot.
It should be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 45 seconds to a minute, nearly.
Yep, about a minute.
And Walker on his way home for checkers, and we await, like we said, we anticipate a battle for the second place position. We could be wrong in that case too.
Yeah. I mean, it was close the last time we saw him. I believe that was at about the 5, and we're now at the 10. Is that? No. Yes. Yeah, it is.
That's Hunter Hart.
Hunter Hart, look at him, gapped back out on a mission. He knew what he had to do, and he did it. So, like I said, just this little wood section here. Yeah, and honestly, it kind of seems like Hunter might have closed in a little bit. And again, Walker probably took it out just a little bit just to play it safe and make sure he brings this win home. But Hunter Hart did what he had to do again, and got back away from those guys, and looks like he is smooth sailing on the way to the finish line for a number 2 spot.
It's amazing what levels riders can rise to whenever you got a little bit of pressure being applied. You know that. Cody Collier put pressure on you all the time.
All the time.
and there's a couple of other guys. That Brandon Frazier, their kid's starting to come on really strong as well.
Out of Florida, Brandon Frazier's riding excellent as well in the 4x4 Pro class. So, yeah, Hunter has closed in a little bit. He's only about 50 seconds from Walker. And like I say, Walker might have said, I need to relax a little bit and make sure I bring this win home. But then again, Hunter Hart gapped those other 2 guys, so maybe he did put the hammer down.
There you go. Good point. And I've never really known Walker Fowler to slow down at any point.
Yeah, that's a good point. And here it looks like that's got to be Jared right there. Jared has left Adam.
Yeah.
So that's Jared has to be over 5 seconds in front of Adam, and it looks like he has that easy.
Something happened. Well, it could have been that lap traffic that,
there's Adam. Yeah. So I don't know. One like bad lapper could pull it into 5 seconds. That's going to be a close one.
Yeah, it is. We turn our attention to the finish line region now, and we are due in for the number 1 of Walker Fowler, and there he is coming into the final few turns as he sets the stage for yet another win. It is a road to greatness. It is win number 66 for Walker Fowler as he takes the win here at the Yamaha Snowshoe GNCC. Walker Fowler now pulls to within 1 race win to tying Bill Balance for the second in the most wins category of ATV racing, and that would put him then only 8 races behind.
Incredible.
Chris Borch is 75.
So he can't do it this year.
No,
but I have a strong feeling.
We're within a season of possibility of Walker Fowler hitting that 75 win mark and maybe win number 76. Wow.
All right, so here's where we gotta keep an eye on things. As soon as Jared comes through, he needs to have at least 5 seconds over Adam McGill, which I believe he has in the bag, but it's not close. It could be close.
41 seconds between first and second place, so a little bit of that gap was bridged. Does look like Walker may have back the pace down just a little bit.
Jared at 02.
Jared McClure checking in physically in that number 3 position, 27.6 seconds behind Hunter Hart, and at the checker flag as Adam McGill makes his way in. We'll let the timing and scoring adjusted. According to timing and scoring, 9.6 seconds is what he was behind Jared McClure, which does put him in the number 3 position.
Is it a 10-second gap?
It's about a 10-second gap.
Oh, well, I'm wrong there. I thought it was 5. I've been counting on 5.
Well, yeah. But
there we go. So he did. He pulled him in, and he did. What was he, about?
9.65.
Oh my God!
Less than half a second.
Less than
time
half
adjustment
a second
puts him in the podium position. Look at that. Hunter Hart, as you know, at one time Hunter Hart would have been happy in this position. Look at his face right now. He looks like a rider that is very mad about the fact that he didn't do what he had hoped to be able to do out there today. And when you start seeing that out of a rider, that's a pretty good indication that this guy has got things clicking.
Yeah, for sure. And he's in a great spot for it. He's really starting to click off these solid rides over and over. This isn't just a flash in the pan anymore. This is something that's going to stay.
Well, you know, and that's one thing that I noted and noticed at the early part of the season. You know, we saw Hunter come out in those first 2 rounds. He really put on a great show. And then there was a couple of rounds after that, like rounds 3 and 4. Maybe things didn't go quite as well as what he had hoped, but he was still staying very strong and very consistent. But what the important thing was is to see him working his way back into where he started the season at, consistently and effortlessly, it seems like. And right now, I mean, it's just like every time they line up, you expect that Hunter is going to be a top part of the top 3. And that's something we have never been able to say about him since he was probably a Pro-Am rider, you know, or a youth rider, at least in the overall. You couldn't say it at all about it since then.
I think I might have just heard Mikey turn on his mic down there. Maybe, maybe not. Is it does he do interviews this early?
Yeah, he will when he can. All right, 4:06, Devin Feehan. What a ride! Now that's another thing I want to point out. Devin Feehan, not a lot of glamour and glitz and fanfare and things like that, but right there, this is a ride that Devin Feehan needed today. Devin Feehan needed this 5th place. Congratulations on that for the 4:06 out of Windsor, New York. Let's head on down to the winner's circle where Mikey Wayne stands by with looks like Walker Fowler.
Thanks, guys. I think you kicked it down to me. We test the IFB this morning. It works perfect now, of course. That's how the cookie crumbles. Down here with Walker Fowler. Man, Walker Fowler, I believe, now 1 win away from tying the Bill Balance.
1 win away from tying the Bill Balance, and we even up the score on McGill at the Snowshoe Mountain. So we both have 4 wins. That's what I'm most excited about. I don't care about the overall wins. I just wanted to get on the same level as him. So, you know what? It's a shared mountain now. So the coming years just get more and more exciting. Hunter Hart rode a hell of a race. Jared McClure was on it with the little tires. He chose to go with an average, the normal setup versus what a lot of guys run here. And obviously he ran the wheels off of it, so these guys made it tough all day. I was trying to stretch it out to get closer to 2 minutes, but I ended up all 4 tires are flat. And I mean, GBC tires are the best tires around, but this mountain is so gnarly. And, luckily, tire balls kept them just inflated enough, but they were so flat the last lap. I had a hell of a time getting up the hills, and I lost a lot of ground. So a minute lead went to about 30 seconds, and that's just because I physically couldn't go up the hills anymore. But yeah, it was fun. That was an old school Snowshoe GNCC. I had two problems. That Zach's disaster. Zach Holbert, we're gonna have to have words. I didn't like that section at all. It was so hard. Yeah, that's like I said. It was Snowshoe that we ran in 2008, 2009, and that was cool.
Well, Walker, congratulations, man. Has it started to sink in yet how close you are to Bill Balance? I know you guys are close. Have you talked to him about catching him?
We actually haven't spoke about it, so he knew years ago that the day might come, and I'm sure I'll be getting a message from him. And you know, I hate to make him travel all the way to West Virginia again next time to be there for it, but we might just have to, you know, pay his way there.
There you go. Congratulations. There's your winner here today, Walker Fowler.
Well, 4 wins for Walker Fowler on, well, can't call it McGill's Mountain anymore. It's the Walker McGill Mountain, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
The Fowler McGill Mountain. I don't know. Well, we'll just call it Snowshoe. How's that?
Snowshoe.
Well, he gets its own name back. Since nobody has rights claim to it, he gets its own name back. So now we just call it Snowshoe Mountain. But, wow, that's pretty impressive. 4 wins for him. Adam McGill's gotten himself 4 wins over the years. That's pretty impressive. And today's race was very impressive as well. And like I said, a stellar ride by that rider right there, but the thing that impresses me most is the fact that he is upset about 2nd place. And Mikey Wayne's going to get a word in with that rider, Hunter Hart.
Thanks, guys. Down here with Hunter Hart. I heard you guys talking, Hunter. Landon Wolf and Rodney Tomlin are talking in the booth. You're all smiles right now, but there was a time you would have been stoked about this, happy about this. You look like you had a little frustration in your body language after this one.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I really don't even know what happened. You know, we got to Howard's Hole a couple times, and there were just people standing there, and like I understand that the mud fleas are there, and we love them, but like, you guys just give us a little space is all. You know, we just need, you know, not you guys just to be in the track all the time. But I mean, you know, that they were there to pull us through. You know, the ones that were there to pull us through, and instead of watching us get stuck, thank you to you guys. And you know, there are some serious fans out there in the woods. You know, I mean, in the back 40. I mean, they literally were probably in Virginia. They were so far out. And no, it was good though. I don't know what happened on the start. My bike kind of just bogged. I took off and it kind of went, and I was like, man, this is not a good start to the day. And made a couple passes. Passed Cole right at Howard on the first lap, and then I got Jared somewhere else, and then just really couldn't make any time up on Walker. Was just kind of getting the short end of the deal most of the day, you know. But no, all in all, it was a good day. You know, we kind of lost Walker one lap, and then just didn't see him from there after that. But you know, my Maxxis tires pulled me through all day. You know, the 23-22 setup, absolutely phenomenal. You know, hopefully next year we'll be able to call this the Maxxis Mountain. And it was good though. I mean, we making solid progress. You know, we. Still bummed that our buddy Bryson's not here to be out here with us, but you know, I hope he knows that I'm keeping the pressure on for him while he's absent from it.
There you go. Congratulations. You heard it right here. Hunter throwing out some predictions. He said next year this is going to be Hunter Hart Maxxis Mountain. There you go, Rodney.
I'm telling you, man, I love to hear it. And I was just talking with Landon Wolf. I said, Landon, that is a different Hunter Hart than we've seen ever before in a podium presentation position or anything like that. I told you I've seen that switch flipping all season. Guess what? The switch is flipped. It's time. Hunter Hart's here. This is the guy that we've been looking for.
There's no doubt about that. This is he's been working towards this for over a long time now, and the time, like I say, I couldn't agree more. And he's doing all the right things. He's making all the right finishes. He's making all the right choices, and it's his time.
It is, and he's got a lot of positives to build on heading into this summer break. We've got at least 2 months, I believe, that we're going to be
over
off
2 months
from racing, and this is. I mean, even though it's second place, it leaves a bad taste. It gives that hunger for him, and this is a good place. That I think this could have probably been better than a win for him today.
Yeah, because he's going into summer break hungry. Mm-hmm. He knows he can do it. He
Mm-hmm.
knows he has the speed. He's just got to put it all together,
exactly.
and it'll come.
Let's head back down to Mikey Waynes and our third place overall finisher, Adam the Gator McGill.
Hey, you can, yeah, we can bring carryover. Hey, Adam McGill, it's Snowshoe Mountain, and you made it on the podium.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely earned it, man. I mean, it was definitely rough out there. Howard's Hole was chaos as always, and man, I love me some double B's, some beards and boobies down there every lap, baby. So, but the other side, it was bad. You know, me and Jared had a good race all day. I come through the finish, or not the finish, but through pro pits. They said I was 1 second in it, and just got caught with some lappers, and that's just what happens, right? Sometimes you gotta let the snake. That's job security for his engine builder. Yeah, right. Yeah. They. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm a little bit bummed, but you know what? I was laying in bed last night, and I heard you rambling on the intercom, and Caleb Russell was talking. It's like, what's your fondest memory? And he couldn't go nothing. Here's mine. The year I grabbed a beer. This year I might have grabbed 2. You have to watch the live report.
Oh, my goodness. Never a man lost for words. There is Adam McGill.
I tell you, big smile on Adam's face, and rightfully so. He had a heck of a race today, man. I mean, this one wasn't easy for anyone, I don't think, Landon. Like you said, you know, you talked about the challenges of this mountain itself, the couple of rocks that were out there, maybe, 1 or 2 routes along with those couple of rocks. Wow. But, I mean, again, it's challenging, and, again, the camera shot's not doing justice. The off-camberness that we saw out of that, I mean, just craziness, no doubt about it, as we take a look at our Rocky Mountain ATV MC top 10 results board. Fowler, Hunter Hart, Adam McGill, Jared McClure in 4th again. Stellar performance, and this might be the ride that Devin Feehan needed in that 5th place position. Jay Shadron from the Junior 22+ class, finishing 6th overall, taking the win in that class. John Glotta Jr., 7th. Ronnie Rush, winner of the XC2 Pro-Am class, checking in 8th place overall. Josh Merritt in the 9th place position, and Cole Richardson, the Cole train, holds on to a top 10. And I got to say, Richardson started out a little stronger. He had his own struggles here today. We didn't get a chance to talk about it, but valiant effort hanging on to a top 10 position like that. And congratulations also to Kevin Yoho. He got the top 10 in the XC1 Pro class, finished 11th overall, but good to see him back out here in this XC1 class as we take a look at this beautiful snowshoe facility. and Mountaintops themselves. And we'll be back here again tomorrow with more great racing action from the two-wheel side of things. On behalf of all of us here at RacerTV.com, Mikey Waynes, Landon Wolf, also Bevo Forte there for a little bit as well. I'm Rodney Tomlin. Have a great day, everybody.